And yo Vortex, yo what's up? क्या हाल है? कैसा चल रहा है सब कुछ? How are you?
Also, like
चलो,
all OP
फिर
heroes
finally it begins.
unavailable for game one. But speaking to the draft, it's very interesting because actually INF they played in the play-in, so ROC definitely gonna watch all those games
Yes,
and
बहुत
do
time
some
से भाई
research upon their
वेट कर रहा था
opponents
KWC
this
स्टार्ट
time.
होगा,
So
KWC स्टार्ट
I
होगा, KWC
guess
स्टार्ट होगा.
maybe
मैं
Fatigue
कैमरा
is
कहीं
going
और
to
रखूं
be
क्या?
a really nice pick on the side of INF.
Absolutely. I mean, if we're looking at like exterior kind of like variables here, the thing that's going in favor of towards Influence Rage, they're used to the French air, right?
Yes.
Like, they've been in Paris for a little bit longer than ROC. They're still kind of like right in the honeymoon phase here. Maybe we have the grounded Influence Rage in this best of three. It's going to be the Aoyin being picked up here for them, looking to lock into Leffy, because Leffy has been very impressive into that farm lane.
Yes, I still remember when they reached the match point, and the last game Leffy just carried it with that early play. That was like fascinating play.
Yeah, and I mean, Ali is obviously a hero that is very sort of like high ceiling mechanically in terms of skill.
और बता Vortex क्या है कैसा है?
You can just pick up this hero. It's definitely a finesse here. But if we're looking a little bit further into this draft, we have seen a little bit more of a shift towards the mid lane, right? Obviously, Garuda in the first like day or so of the play-ins didn't really even make an appearance. But now we're getting that long-range poke here, really kind of like setting up before you go in. You're going to do a lot of damage to either the front line or the back line to catch them, or are looking to catch them.
Yeah, and it can be a good partner with this channel at the bottom because it can push it forward earlier, maybe around like 6 minutes, and that's
EWC भाई start हो गया.
It's good tempo for ROC to set for their actually like the debut in EWC
Array,
this
Wixin, welcome to the stream and thank you for the
money. You
money.
want to kind of like show all your cards this early on within KWC because there is still plenty of days to come. We're just getting more carry bands here into the jungle. The Jin follows suit with the Luna. I feel like this is just kind of trying to focus around Kongling here. Obviously, we do have Kongling as well as CY for the side of ROC. But we've been seeing previously that Danny has the potential in the jungle to carry also.
That's the reason why they just ban away this Musashi from Danny, because Danny is a big fan of this Musashi play and also allowing him to initiate.
Yeah, I feel like Musashi's kind of like, it's a gamble. Like,
are you neutral or you support someone? अभी के लिए तो I am supporting RNTX, but उनके बाहर उनके बाद सोच रहा हूँ किसको support करूँगा.
If you go a little bit too far and you have no means of escape, you kind of like in the lion's den. Like it's a very scary situation to be in. And speaking of being able to dive into the backline, the Yang Jian is going to be taken away here as well.
So
Pei, Musashi, Jing, Yixing,
they are targeting
and Yang
junglers, and both Danny
Luna,
and Kongling
Mai,
is definitely gonna be
और
their
Guan Yu.
player.
भाई सारे बैन कर दिए इन्होंने.
Nice pick, Civic. You could never go wrong with a Byron pick on the top, and also with his Labu. I feel like ROC is trying to build up a really well-rounded composition for game one. They just want to do it in a pushing way, but in a safe way.
Yeah, in a safe way, absolutely. You've got the kind of sustainability, as you were just alluding to there, Nora, with the Byron. Lapu Lapu, we've been seeing some fantastic ultimates, right? Like, I feel like we've yet to see a Lapu Lapu ultimate not catch onto at least 3 members of the enemy team. And if that does happen, the reverse, happens, it's a wasted ult. It's a wasted
Stream sound थोड़ा सा कम कर दो.
ठीक है. Rage's draft here. They're going for the Agudo for that kind of like early game tempo lead that they want to build for themselves here.
And I feel like
how's this? Is this better?
Actually allowing
थोड़ा क्या मैंने ज़्यादा ही कम कर दिया मेरे को लग रहा है.
Because Agudo can be quite vulnerable in the early game, right? Because you can just instantly interrupt his farming pace by just attacking on this Agudo. So I feel like it's pretty like a mid-late game on the side of INC. But for ROC, they can do a lot of things in the early game, maybe like before 6 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like the Ying is a really good kind of like counter towards the Agudo as well, right? Because obviously, if you put down the Wild Growth, you're basically spawning minions for Ying.
क्या होगा suddenly?
Passive up, so she can build up that combo and come up with some crazy combos there in terms of obviously not only self-sustainability but
हर तरफ से यार एक सेकंड इंटरनेट स्लो हो गया था. स्ट्रीम तो नहीं अटक गई ना? दिख तो रही है कि चल रही है. मैं थोड़ा देर में आती हूँ. ओके, विल बी वेटिंग.
with the Zhangfei to get that big crucial crowd control into these team fights.
Well, if we are looking for those big crucial team fight, I'm talking about 4 minutes mark, because after they reach level 4, it's gonna be the first power pike in this game on the side of INC, and also we know that Influence Rage, they are always go for the fight, so
and there we go.
4 minutes mark is pretty crucial in game.
इसका इन गेम में भी कुछ चल रहा है ना इवेंट?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking off the second part of Group B here.
रुको, मेरे को अपना ये वाला फोन भी चार्ज पे लगाना है.
And as you saw into the pit there, ROC Esports definitely have a big fan base in game as they have won that vote.
There we go. I am back. चलो देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है अब. अरे यार मत बोलो, अटकने लग गया यार इतनी देर में ही.
We have seen another just tip for tap down here, really just trying to give those marksmen down. Phoenix.
क्या यार.
Gold here. Because ROC, they're just looking to make sure that their pockets are fat into.
भाई ये क्या बकवास चल रही है? This is cheating. है ना सब लोग? सब लोग भाई तुम, मैं अटक रहा हूँ या मेरी स्ट्रीम भी अटक रही है बताओ? या सिर्फ इनकी स्ट्रीम में दिक्कत हो रही है?
But those big team fights. But as you can see, they actually improved so quickly.
Agudo.
After they
King 5 Gorge 1000 pass XP.
went through the playoffs, they learned a lot.
स्ट्रीम ठीक है, उनके स्ट्रीम भी ठीक है.
Exactly. It just brings back to that point that we was talking about in the pre-game, right? Like the play.
तो मतलब मेरे साथ ही हो रहा है.
Level of entry is pretty high, and there was definitely some takeaways here from Influence Rage to influence better themselves.
चलो अभी फिलहाल के लिए तो यहाँ पर 1.5 मिनट हो गया है. 5.2 के 5 के ज़्यादा यहाँ पर गोल का डिफरेंस भी नहीं है. टीम ROC वर्सेस टीम क्या था इनका नाम, भूल गया मैं.
Creating that map control here. Okay, wave pit is actually taking a lot of damage, but he's able to actually. Thanks to Lapu Lapu's kit.
गरुड़ा आया यहाँ पर फुल घूम के. गरुड़ा अपने वहाँ पर फुल पावर स्टार्ट कर देगा. गरुड़ा का यही है ना यार, दूर से वो अच्छा खासा डैमेज दे सकता है, बट इन तीनों को कोई डैमेज ही नहीं पड़ा ऐसा लगा मेरे को.
Exactly. Just trying to get some kind of way in. Force somebody for recall.
चलो 5 मेंबरशिप देते हैं लोगों को.
Somebody is away from their lane. Fury there taking a few punches. Too many for my liking. He has to kind of make sure he's here for the takedown of the space bright, using the flash there as well. That's an important common skill being used here by the side of Influence Rage. It means their mage is going to be a little bit more easier to catch. The catch.
अरे वोटेक्स को, अरे विक्सन को भी, सोराकोस, काइजन को और हर्षप्रीत ऑफिशियल को. वाह. अरे शिन, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम.
Where is the priority going to be leading here into that 4-minute mark?
I feel like if they want to prepare for that.
वोटेक्स भी आएगा भागा भागा वापस. विक्सन भी आएगी. चलो इस बार थोड़ा सही लोगों को गई है ना मेंबरशिप. फेस कैम राइट टॉप कॉर्नर में कैसा होगा? अरे वहाँ पर स्पॉन्सर्स आ रहे हैं ना, तो इसलिए उधर नहीं रख सकता. बट ये लोग, हाँ ये लोग आइटम वगैरह भी दिखाएंगे. रुको.
When it comes to this next minion wave, it means that Tempest has to be top.
This is a small trick that they did, right? Before the 4 minutes mark, you should just cut the wave and help you to gain the priority.
Yeah, you're expecting just like the clash lane just to go 1-to-1 all the time. Yeah. When you have these calculated moves here, such experienced players like Schwan, it makes it a little bit harder for the side of Influence Rage. And now speaking of hardships,
I guess he's here.
Ying getting knocked into the wall there. Con Ling, you don't want to be losing your smite as
oh ho 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 ho.
up here.
यहाँ पर ऑलरेडी इन्होंने 2 किल्स ले ली. कहाँ हुआ, किसने किसको मारा गया है? अच्छा लापू लापू को मार दिया गया है और इनके जंगलर को भी मार दिया गया है। आगुडो तो भाई फुल पावर, ये आगुडो डेंजरस जंगलर। अच्छा यिंग
like you were saying previously, Laura, they picked up a few things here from that playing stage. They are playing very dominantly, and they're not happy with the dragon, right? I mean,
देख उन्होंने सही टाइम पे ले लिया टेम्पेस्ट। अब यहाँ पर मेन बात आती है कि ओवरलॉर्ड कौन लेगा। ओ एंटी हील आ गया इसके पास, गरुड़ा के पास ऑलरेडी।
You mean like, yeah, they're just warming up, right? They're just getting a bit of a used to what they can do here onto the court. And that's it. Testing the limits of their group right now, but oh no, Danny goes down there. That is going to be given over to Mucci. He is going to be looking to amass some more kills here, trying to get that.
ओए डैमेज तो दे रहे बट फायदा नहीं हो रहा। वो वहां पे बनने वाला है। 1 HP है, खत्म। डीओटी से मार दिया उसको। डीओटी मतलब उसका स्किल ऐसी है, वो एक बार मारने के बाद वो बिजली से गिरती रहती है उसके ऊपर थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में, राइट? तो उसको पता था इतना मार दिया वो उससे मर जाएगा, उसके पास हील नहीं, शील्ड नहीं, कुछ नहीं। और इसी बात में यहाँ पर ये लोग मिड का टावर ले लेंगे आरओसी।
That mid tier 1 I think this could be a pause here for the victory being with ROC just by that moment alone.
Exactly. By taking down this tier 1 tower in the mid, ROC can get great
ब्रीदिंग साउंड आ रहा है बहुत
due to this Lapu Lapu and also this Byron, because Byron actually prioritized
अब देखते हैं
in such an early age.
अब नहीं आएगा बट अब मेरा साउंड भी आ जाएगा शायद।
Use their tankiness and try to
शायद
more vision control into their side and let this Garuda to pushing forward.
I think this is just ROC Esports knowing the limitations of their roam, right? Because obviously, if you look at Lapu Lapu,
इसका वो फोम जो था ना, वो फोम उड़ गया, खराब हो गया।
So we saw Schwan make that consecutive decision and be like, you know what?
ये लोरेंटिनो हीरो भाई क्रेजी है, मेरे को नहीं आता
taking that pure sky, I think it's a very good call there.
And they just keep their composure. They just stick into
their
original play. They didn't just
गरुड़ा भी वैसे मेरे को कुछ खास आता नहीं है खेलने। दोनों ही फर्स्ट पिक्स हैं जो दोनों ही टीम्स खेलने में थोड़ी दिक्कत आती है। टापू का विजन वाला वो हो गया। अच्छा विजन सही टाइम पे।
Literally just roaming around the mid to bot side. He's looking for a pickup. He's looking for some weakling here.
ओहो आया अगुडो को वहां पर पकड़ने की फुल कोशिश। अगुडो अपना पांडा छोड़ के पीछे, बट वो जो डैमेज वहां पर देगा आओयिन भाई, आओयिन ने वो जो बर्स्ट दिया है ना वहां पर एक तरीके से कुछ नहीं कुछ कर पाया।
Maina is just looking for just anything to make a means of
off Eren Yeager.
I mean, like, you know, England's Rage, they're never afraid of going it head to head, right?
कि क्या फायदा है सीजन तक वो भी चला आएगा।
That's Chuck PR
it's pretty Chuck PR playstyle, right?
Yeah.
Like it seems to be like an encounter that they did. It's around.
पर वैसे भी सीजन 15 में बहुत टाइम है।
The thing is that with the outside with a double knockup from INF, they just can easily fight it back. Just check the double knockup, right?
देखो ना ये वाला जो है इसका भी तो देखो नीचे लिखा हुआ है KWC Honor of King /AOV।
Really nice combo that they did help them to turn it around.
I'm very impressed with Influence Rage in this game, number one, right? They're kind of like playing like as if they're not like they're still using the identity of Chuck PR, but they're using
Minions को मारना
the identity from other regions where
गई टावर, Minions को मारता तो टावर तो बच जाते कम से कम।
gets taken from them, you know?
Yeah. I feel like INF they still hold their own personality, but as we're talking about their fighting playstyle, they're not doing it in a reckless way.
No.
Instead, they're doing it in a brave way.
Yeah.
Like a slight difference.
I have no words. क्या ही बोलूँ मैं?
More sophisticated.
It's more coordinated, right? It's definitely like, what can we get from this team fight, and what's the potential loss? So the rate of interest is seeming to be.
अब ये लोग यहाँ पर ओवरलॉर्ड को लेना चाहेंगे।
Influence Rage.
तो ऑलरेडी
able to get a good team fight. We're able to try and take some more here. We see the ROC Esports are just looking to go for a bit of an overlord catch here. Not quite being able to catch that second tyrant of the game.
उन्होंने भी सही टाइम पे वो कर लिया।
Because that ROC they spot that it's gonna be impossible for them to confront INC in this case, so they just made some dragon trade happen, trying to buy them more time for this move, for this channel pick. This channel haven't died yet, right? Got the 100 KDA, so really nice.
KWC के लिए वो 3 crossover हुआ है।
the
ओह सही है?
all he wants.
Yeah, I think giving the detention over to the KDA board is probably a good means of making sense of what's been happening here. Because if you look at Laurie and Fury as well as Leffy, this is the backline that ROC Esports should be accessing, should be taking down. But the fact is they've had no deaths, which is probably why they're struggling to actually get these team fights to go in their favor.
Especially Aowen is one of those marksmen have the survivability, right? Use the ulti, he can easily just take care of it.
Yeah, he's an independent boss lady if he wants to be, you know, like he has the dragon to take him out of these sticky situations. But speaking of sticky situations, definitely influence Rage being stuck into the enemy jungle, but Nucci's able to get that Crimson Golem. Unfortunately that would have been a beautiful steal. Extra damage given over. Now that we have the shadow objectives onto the Gorge here as well, it means that would have been a beautiful transition down to the tower.
And as you can see, they're preparing for it.
फिर से यहाँ पर ड्रैगन के लिए
It's really rare to see the jungler taking the rev after round the and here we go, out damage.
इग्नोर किया जाएगा यहाँ पर, उनको पता है जब बंदे गिर चुके हैं वो लोग कहीं भाग नहीं पाएंगे, तो इसलिए यहाँ पर अब अगुडो स्पेशली अपने पांडव को अंदर भेज के उनको भर यहाँ पड़ा है। धर्मा ने भी यहाँ पर अच्छा खासा किया डिश, बट आउइन को जिस तरीके से यहाँ पर निकाला गया है, जानो को भी ले लिया, बट आउइन का वही लॉस उस फाइट के अंदर। बट इसी के साथ यहाँ पर इनको ये चीज जो है ना, ये ऑब्जेक्टिव इनको मिला एंड दैट इज
he can easily do the best of damage. Just check the farm lane, right? Leffy goes in, flash out, and she's just looking at this Mutsu. He's so committed to take him down.
Yeah, he's like, if I'm gonna go out, I want to take somebody with me. Exactly, yeah, really going for it there.
I got membership. Yes, Vortex, you got membership. Let's go.
Sometimes these sacrifices need to be made for the greater good.
No matter you're playing as a marksman or the jungler, because as you can see, if Leffy did that sacrifice,
मैं वही बोल रहा था कि तेरे को इतना लेट रियलाइज हुआ, इतना लेट आया तुम।
On the side of ROC is vanished before this thing happened, so it can easily give INF the chance to take that.
मुझे लगा था शायद तेरे को पहले पता चल जाएगा।
Just really keep wave it into place, really forcing out that ult, but they didn't actually have maximum effect there. Weren't able to steal over that red buff once again. ROC are keeping hold and lockdown onto that Crimson Golem, as well as obviously the Shadow Overlord as well. Right, we see Wendy.
आज Day 1 है या prelims है? Day 1 है group stage का।
I feel like here, down to the bot side.
SATUL already बाहर हो चुकी है, अब RNTX ही बची है।
Backdoor potential here.
Well, if we're talking about the potential, then they need to push forward. But as you can see, they are playing around this channel on the top.
Yeah.
So I guess they're just using those vanguards to buy them more time. But still,
नरुडो मैं सोच रहा हूँ यार, फायदा हो क्या रहा है?
They do need to fight back because if they're
Apart
not
from
able to claim these team fights,
lane clearing, मुझे right now गरुड़ो को फायदा दिख नहीं रहा।
Slowly bleed out the side of ROC Esports, but there's taken a T2 top side of the map here as well. We do obviously Vanguard.
Yes, Rockstar भाई, एकदम exact बोले।
So now is the time for Influence Rage to go, right guys, we need to do a bit of damage control here. Damage control is going to be taken here into the mid lane, just trying to make sure that minion wave could be getting caught off here as well. Juan just trying to bait out as many skills as possible here. It's going to be the wings
Nuva और Luna दोनों का
Wendy, it's going to
S tier pick बोला जाता है, EWC में बहुत rarely use हैं ये heroes।
placing damage here onto Mushi.
बैन हो रहे हैं, लूना स्पेशली बहुत ज़्यादा बैन हो रही है, ठीक है। एंड जहाँ तक बात रही नुवा, हुई है, she got buffed as well, but अभी तुमको actual वो देखने को मिलेंगे matches, क्योंकि higher leagues में ना nerf, buffed ये सब नहीं देखा जाता उतना। यहाँ पर देखा जाता है usage, उस हीरो का क्या यूज है, क्या वो काम आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है, exactly बस इतना। तो higher is the deadliest, ठीक है। राइट नाउ मिड लेन के अंदर उसको बैन्स मिल रहे हैं काफी, लूना को बैन मिल रहे हैं काफी, पे को तो ऑलमोस्ट हर मैच में बैन मिल रहा है। पे हैज बीन constantly getting banned.
It's totally acceptable on the side of ROC, right?
Yeah.
It seems like the game is reaching a deadlock because INF are seeking for the fight. Actually, they're waiting for a fight.
They are.
ROC, they're playing in a really nice way, right? They are just holding back and using all those long attacking range from Garuda, from Channel, from In's ulti, and try to shred down the HP on the side of INC. So ROC, they
मुझे लग रहा है पिक्स के मामले में हार गए, इवन तो इन्होंने ना मेन टैंकर जैंगफे बैन करके इन्होंने लापो लापो ले लिया था,
is
सोच
very
के वो सामने
Yeah,
वाले
one
क्या
of our
टैंक
biggest concerns moments ago is the fact that
Agudo
Influence
और
Rage wasn't really getting kind of like any
Zhang
leeway
Fei
priority
Ganfo.
there, but
Yeah.
top side of the
Ganfo
map
और
he
Agudo
sort of get around about kind of T2 territory, but then it was
पे
caught by
Ganfo पे बैन
ROC.
करके
So I feel like if you,
लापू लापू ले लो
that needs to be in the forefront of your mind as well as these team
पे का
fights
नर्फ
being
होने के बाद भी
composed
कुछ
here
नहीं
as
बदला
well.
ऑब्वियसली
Quan
पे
is
इज
just
वेरी
kind of
डेंजरस मतलब
always
नर्फ्स भाई ऐसे ही होते हैं ना वो
finding a
लोग
lurk and
एक हीरो
Lefty
को
has to
कंप्लीटली
use the
खराब नहीं
flash
करते
escape
तो
away
चांस
from
मिलता है
Front
डेफिनेटली
Heavens.
बाकी टीम पर
Catches
अगर स्ट्रेटजी
onto
सही से यूज
three.
करी जाए तो
Vapid with the
भाई
disruption.
1 HP बचे हैं वो
Swan
लोग
has
यहाँ पर
the
क्या ये
time
पूरी टीम
into
घुस
the
पाएगी
back
फिलहाल
line.
के लिए तो
Tempest falls as well.
गया बायरन
Minions
बायरन
are
गया
at
अब
both
इसी
the
के साथ
top
जाएगा
side
यहाँ पे रश
and
उन्होंने सोचा
into
कि
the
बायरन
mid
वहां पर जब तक
lane,
उनको होल्ड करके
meaning
रखेगा हम
that
लोग टावर्स
ROC
डिस्ट्रॉय
are
कर देंगे
slowly but surely
अगुडो
claiming
पावर यहाँ पर
ground
घुस आ रहा
from
है
Influence Rage.
तेरे
I
के लिए
mean,
उन्होंने
like
ब्लू बफ
Shen on himself, he just eat up all those damage dealt by INF and just bought enough time
पावर यहाँ पर
wasting this to do that in close.
जाने की
Okay,
बस आ गया
just using here.
डैमेज देना चालू
Winds
करेगा
of judgment just clearing them out
आज
once
यही
again. I feel
यही
like Influence
यही
Rage just
आउयिन
fumbling
आउयिन
the
यहाँ पर आया
final
and he's
here.
gonna
They
definitely be
so
taking these
much
people out
into the mid, early to mid game, but now Leffy comes through, gets a pick off here onto Waypip. Mucci as well is gonna be the unexpected
भाई
victim
ये
once
खतरनाक
again.
वो था चेज
Minion wave bot side here is maybe the chance for Influence Rage just to procure some space for themselves.
Here we go, Danny and Leffy the slaughter.
शायद
They are just
यहाँ से ओवरलॉर्ड
not
लेने के बाद अब
afraid
ये लोग
about
टावर्स
taking
भी
those
घुसा
1-1
पाएंगे
trade
घुसा
and
पाएंगे
also gaining them the advantage back
ऑग्रन बैन नहीं हो रहा
in the game.
ऑग्रन
Oh, look at this. Influence
नहीं
Rage
ऑग्रन
gonna go
उतना
for the
बैन
two
नहीं
neutral objectives here. We obviously take the Overlord here once again. Means that they're going to have a bit more pressure into these side lanes. Looking at this replay as well.
Well, again, the ulti, I feel like, you know, a lot of players, well, use this ulti as a retreat, but as for Leffy, it's always going to be attacking.
Oh, great control here around the Tyrant Pit. There is no access here for ROC Esports. Influence Rage do it. They claim both of the neutral objectives. This is going to be a hairy, scary 80 seconds for ROC to keep that base alive.
It's gonna be
मारना
a
होता है ना,
difficult
finish करना
for
होता है, तब
ROC
जाता है।
to seek a really
भागने
nice
के लिए बहुत
setting
कम ही
for
use
moves.
करता है।
But as you can see, Channel, he's both fully decked out, I guess.
Yo,
Enough
Vansh, what's
money,
up?
enough gold goes to this
क्या हाल है?
person,
मेरा
but
बहुत बढ़िया
the
हाल है,
thing is
बताओ
that
आप भाई,
he's
आप कैसे?
facing so many threats from a Gudo, from this Owing, from this Dharma. It's really hard for him to do all the safe outputs in the same fight.
Yeah, when you're in that so much danger, it's hard to
बढ़िया।
kind of play in a calm, collected
कैसा चल रहा है
manner,
आजकल?
right?
हाँ
And
है?
you just saw that with the damage dealt. You see that Wendy's right at the top with 120k damage. That's exactly what's been keeping Influence Rage at bay at this moment in time.
And in this moment,
एक सेकंड, वो
without the
सूअर कहाँ से आया
flash,
इतना
can
बड़ा?
they make it to guard
अगुडो
their
सूअर भी
high
भेज
ground
सकता है
tower?
क्या?
As you can see,
पांडा
INF
भी
is
आया।
pushing forward
पहले- हाँ, देखो
in
ये
a
वाला सूअर।
serious way.
The beautiful use there of the wild growth, just keeping the minions there long enough to get the T3 into the top side of the map here. ROC's base has now opened up. Vanguard's going to be making sure the work happens as that incredible Rhino outburst connects onto 4. Influence Rage gets so much more with this one. Defense is now measuring down to the bot side of the map here for ROC.
There's still Vanguards at the bottom. Garuda, ulti in, tried to shred down the
अरे इनके
HP.
पास anti-heal आ
Trying
गया।
his best, but what about the Vanguards?
क्या फायदा
Vanguards
होगा
is
ब्लेजिंग के पास?
really healthy
मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ।
HP bar.
वो लेने
so
लोग सुपर मिनियन
allowing
कर चुके हैं,
INF
तीसरी
to
भी
get
सुपर मिनियन
in.
कर ही
It's
देंगे, वहाँ पर घुसते हैं
glorious
फुल पावर
ulti in,
एंड
it's
यहाँ पर
gonna
इसी के
be
साथ
locked off.
एक सीरीज ऑफ किल्स चालू हो जाएंगी, मोस्ट लाइकली यहाँ से ये मैच ही खत्म है।
Rampage goes over to Danny. They're still coming in. They're
Yeah.
not going for an
तेजस
end.
सेंचुरी
They're
काम किया,
trying
उसको
to
फिर से
close
यहाँ पर
out of
पकड़ेंगे,
them,
पीछे
actually.
धकेला।
Oh no, the CD's
Finish.
get burned off here from Conling as well. So Swan,
आउयिन भी यहाँ पर
Mucci,
वापस से आ
Conling
चुका है,
down.
लापू लापू भी
Influence
जाएगा,
Rage
आउयिन उसको नहीं
is
छोड़ने
doing
वाला।
what the impossible
And there we go.
was last year.
क्या
Takes a
खत्म
point
किया है
from
इन्होंने
the
ये मैच।
MKL.
Influence Rage, nice play, continuing
यो
to
वायु,
win,
क्या हाल है?
and it's going to be
अल से
so
पांडा जाता है
thrilling
और
for the
एक
match. You
स्किल
can
से वो
see
सुपर
they're
टाइप।
cheering
हाँ,
up.
तभी मैं
It's
सोचूं।
not gonna be easy
Nope.
to take a game from teams of MKL. It's not a
Oh.
game, but it's gonna be such a
No
great
wonder, Agudo
achievement
अच्छा
for
जंगलर
them,
है रे फिर
even
इस हिसाब से
for
तो।
one game.
Ooh, I mean, Momo-chan was
Damage
moaning
देता है।
that it was cold today, but it is heating up here, right? Like, that's crazy. Chuck BR taking MKL in a best of 3, 1 match up. That was no shy of a great match.
Yes, especially
Must
like
matter.
the game is pretty like a one-way game in favor
Oh,
of
really?
Iron. I feel
Okay.
it that way, right? Because we mentioned about the
Turrets were falling, the pressure was coming in, but Konglin was trying his very best just to keep everything together.
Yeah, absolutely. You put it perfectly right there. Obviously, just having that kind of like argument with somebody that always has an answer comeback. It's very frustrating after a long time, right? And I mean, this game went quite a distance, not quite the Tempest Dragon. We're about 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from that point. But
अच्छा वो farm laning भी करता है और jungling भी करता है. He's like
insurmountable and hard attacks.
वो character जो मैं उस वाले game में खेलता हूँ.
Started sweating because the
farm
dragon
laner
was
और
not coming
jungler.
in, the minion wave was not pushing, and then they start falling out like, oh my gosh, it cannot be that you're gonna fall right over here.
All the way to 20 minutes in, it's just like, denied. But no, honestly, props has to be given over to not only Leffy, but Fury there as well, right?
Sure.
Like, he was really kind of composing this Lorien to, I would say, Nunu's masterclass. He's really been owning it, watching Nunu.
He has been taking the notes, and that is
Thank
the
you for
most
the gift,
important,
bhai.
just to come
ये
in,
hiding
take the
क्या
notes,
है?
and then just to try to
किससे
apply it
छुप
in
रहा
your own
है?
games.
Underground हो गया है.
And I can see the trust actually behind those plays because
हमसे पहले
around first this one, right, that's gonna be an ambush, and INF just put back. And I want to highlight this one because of the Laffy's play. Right?
Yes.
It was a 1-1 trade explosive play. And also I want to point out that actually they gave Danny this Agudo, the red buff, around 10 minutes, which is not usual to see that.
But you see, that's a very interesting thing, right? Because we're always talking about like, oh, Danny and the assassins. But Danny on this Agudo had the best performance we've seen in these last 3 days.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to just like recoin Leffy's play there. He was basically Bruce Willis in Armageddon, right? He was the sacrifice for his team for the greater good of the Chuck VR region, right? He was ready to lay down his life just so they could get this one game onto the board. But it wasn't just that one decision. The early game, the Influence Rage was just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I agree, man. I completely agree with you in terms of that. But look at this. Like the dragon comes in, like it's like the Vanguard just stops right at the edge, and then that's the moment where you actually feel like
KWC Group में ही WWC होने वाला है.
What's
वो तो
going
है.
on? The shake-up.
मेरे हिसाब से तो
I mean, even these
Group B
boys
ज़्यादा
just like,
खतरनाक है.
let's go. Like, it's only the first game within a BO5, but it means so much to not only Chuck VR, but those teams watching as well, right? Like, MKL is no longer the kind of like the boogeyman, you know? They are seeing that they are opening the door, they're opening the closet. They are not scared of them anymore.
Well, the whole South America right now, it is with INF, and they're the exact same excited as we are right now, because right now INF with a 1-0 advantage over ROC Esports. They're putting them against a corner, and they might be able to seal their ticket to the upper bracket finals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for a little break, and when we come back, we're going to come with the action of game number 2.
चलो इन लोग का गेम नंबर अटैक से द ब्रेक जस्ट गिव मी देखिए वापस आता तो मैं भी वापस ऑपिन्स भी और मंचीज माने पड़ेंगे सारे पॉसिबल चैंपियंस ग्रुप ए में हैं पहला वाला मैच जिस हिसाब से ऑरोरा गेमिंग ने हराया है ना सामने वाली टीम को सारे चैंपियंस तो नहीं बोलूंगा मैं रुको अभी आया मैं
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Welcome back. We're live from Paris, France. This is the Esports World Cup, hosting here the KWC 2026 This is going to be our game number 2 of match number 2. Influence Rage right now with a 1-0 advantage on top of ROC Esports. Well, we saw that for the INF players, it was a very important win. The game finished. They were really excited. What do you think is going through their minds right now?
I mean, I have to come down. I mean, I'm not even playing and I have to come down. So I can imagine the boys on stage are going to be exactly the same, right? Like, they're going to be, right, okay, we got 1 point. Let's keep composed, let's keep calm, and let's see if we can do that again.
And I think that composure is going to be the key for this. Because if you're just really excited about just getting your game number 1 in a best of 3, then your head might not be in the right place. So they need to really take 2 steps back and start taking some deep breaths, Nora.
Yeah, that's so true. But at the same time, I feel like they should be proud of themselves. Because
sure.
what I see from the game is that a lot of detail moves that I can see that I haven't seen them play before.
Yes.
Like, we know that they're good at killing. I mean, like pushing forward, right? Doing those all team fights. But the thing is that they are presetting for the team fight. That I never seen that they did
the
before.
whole setup for it, right? Like, because we're always just very sure about the fact that, okay, the INF is going to bring in just fighting, they're going to be throwing punches, but that has always been the area that they've been lacking, not only for INF, but for most of the HOK BR teams. It has always just been like, how do I really set my fights for success? Not only about throwing punches, but what do I do 3 steps before?
Yeah. It's not looking for the killing blow straight away. It's how can I block the potential killing blow coming to me, right? Rather than just going like right, left, and then bam, you get one in the left gut, you know, and then just fall over. It's kind of like HOK BR's now, like, okay, I'm keeping my guard up and I'm calculating where I want to go.
All right, but let's just take it to the other side. ROC, a little bit shaky, did not have the best performance in that game number 1, but their experience, they know how to turn things around. It's not the first time that they lose their game number 1, so they know exactly what needs to be done.
I feel like the way how they played in game 1 is not about their mechanics, more about their states. I mean, like, I feel like this is their game 1 in EWC.
And I am back.
So I feel like they're not really getting into those play mood or competition mood.
Yes.
So I feel like game 1 to them maybe pretty much like a warm up, but for game 2 they're looking for some aggressive.
We can spotlight a couple moments over there before
Best of 3 है ना?
in the early game.
ये लोग
that game
वापस?
number 1, where they tried to initiate some fights and they actually just lost them. Kong Ling just kind of just roaming
Best of
through
5 हो गया है क्या?
through the river, gets caught by Danny right over there. They
I should have known banned.
answers to that,
वाली
but
मैच
they
भी banned.
shouldn't
Pay
have been
banned
put
देखो
in
जैसे
those
मैंने बोला था.
positions.
Exactly, and I feel like in terms of that, I feel like the awareness matters a lot in this case.
It absolutely does. Awareness, knowing what you're
उनका simple है. अगर तुम्हारा first pick नहीं है, pay को ban करो.
Maximum capacity of your draft was where Influence Ranger felt like that's where their strengths fell.
बहुत simple है इनका.
Number 1. Where we get into game number 2 here, obviously, it's gonna be a very emotional, very like decisive game here for them, right? Like, never did we dream within KWC 2026 that MKL would lose their first match or first game within this competition.
That hurt.
Best of 3 ही तो
like,
है.
in that case,
तो
ROC just go for the
1-1 हो गया क्या?
it is
मेरे को लगा वो लोग लगातार 2 मैच जीत गए.
it can flex a lot.
ये पहला अच्छा नहीं वो पहला ही मैच
Just
तो था.
give me that kind of feeling they are trying
Stupid
to
me.
looking for some aggressiveness.
उन्होंने जिस तरीके से खत्म किया ना मैच को मेरे को लगा कि ये जीत गए ये लोग तो.
They go in with a big AoE, a lot of burst damage, but obviously over to the side of Influence Rage, it's going to look a little bit more magical. So I do like this one, and I do love the point that you bring up there, that the Chicha is a flex pick, kind of keeps you guessing going into that 3rd and 4th ban, right? Like, that's going to be the scary part here for the side
Chicha.
of Influence Rage, but they pick up the Lapu Lapu.
फर्स्ट पिक था ना इसलिए उन्होंने चिचा लिया. उनको पता नहीं चिचा क्या खेलने जाएगा, कौन सा रोल खेलने जाएगा.
So true. Like hundreds of times so far.
तो इसलिए वो लोग गेस करते रहो कि भाई क्या होने वाला है, क्या होने वाला है, क्या होने वाला है.
At least the sharing, right? At least the sharing. They are good boys. They're all good boys.
लोरेन ले लिया,
But the Lorien go to the side.
टैंगफे ले लिया, टापू लापू इन्होंने ले लिया, गुआन यू बैंड है, एरिन इन लोगों ने ले लिया,
within HOK Esports.
ग्लोबल बैन पिक है, आउयन वो लोग ले नहीं सकते.
On the Lorien as well as how Fury
Yeah?
navigate this.
Xiao Chao?
I feel like this is going to be a very interesting matchup here.
Lorian can do great versatile damage in the team fight and also speak to Wendy actually in this MKL spring regular season when he got 12 MVPs in total, which make him to be the 2nd place of those MVP ranking.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the valor, right? He has the valor, he has the accolades already built up. I feel like he just needs that moment.
Jing
to
band.
shine, right? And maybe this is it with this Lorien. But we always say the way to kind of go for against the Lorien is you go for something like the Xiao Qiao, right? You have the extra poke as well. Use your first skill.
भाई बहुत crazy band picks होते हैं इनके.
Also, the most important thing is trying to synergize those knockups.
But with this Xiao Qiao pick and also with this Iron pick, it gives me that feeling that it's gonna be a little bit squishy, right?
Yes.
Because check those three heroes that already been picked by ROC, allowing them to do a lot of team fights and also gonna just directly aiming, targeting at those backliners. So I would say if INF need to do something to answer
Dharma
to that
band.
kind of drop,
ये लोग एक और ban करेंगे.
some hero like Byron on the top or Sun Tzu on
क्या
the
ban कर
top
सकते
or
हैं?
Xiao Qiao on the top and just buy some time
Korean,
for his
हाँ.
backliners in the same
Yes. है इतना deadly है ना वो? Luna band देखा. बोला था ना मैंने?
They kind of need to demand that front line. Like if you only have one front line hero, it becomes a very hard team fight to navigate, right? Because if you're before the team fight even happens, if your support gets run down, you kind of say, oh, this is going to be the point where we just reset, go to lanes, and see what we can do. But it's going to be the Baichi here.
Oh, yeah, same feature actually.
Into the top side for the side of Influence Rage. Definitely going to be able to kind of
घुमा लेना चाहिए. अंधेरा सा आ रहा होगा ना मेरे मुंह पे.
A lot of the time, Maina as well as Danny were kind of
I guess this will be better
dictating the fights, whereas now it's going to be up to Maina and Tempest, I feel.
बाइची. भाई बाइची पिक हो गया. सिर्फ शार्लेट पिक हुआ. इनको एक हाई मोबिलिटी हीरो चाहिए.
I mean, like Charlotte for
ऑग्रन भी ले लिया इन लोगों ने.
I feel like if they pick
Sorry.
Charlotte and also Chicha,
Chicha farm laning कर रहा है.
be the double warrior composition. So they're
ऑग्रन
trying
तो पिक
to
हो
play
चुका
more
है.
aggressive as they did in game 1. And as for INF, because they're picking out this Baichi, right? We know that Baichi can be a great initiator, but the thing is that it's kind of late game to me on the side of INF. But we know that they always want to make a lot of things happen in the early game.
Yeah.
So is this kind of composition in their comfort zone? Well, they make it to like after like 12 minutes. All right, they already give us the answer with this kill pick and just try to accelerate their pace, right? We're not waiting for those late game. We're just trying to do those things happen around 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at it here, right? I mean, worst case scenario, Influence Rage lose this one. But the best case scenario that comes out of that loss is the fact that they burnt out such a good draft here from the side of ROC Esports, right? They don't have to worry about the Lorien, they don't have to worry about the Zhang Fei. They can just keep banning out the Guan Yu for Xuan here. They get rid of Charlotte, Chicha, and the Orgren. It's a very late game comp for the side of ROC Esports.
See, my friend, see, amigo, see. मैं seeing कर रहा है.
Same duration, same length of match here between these two.
And the only
थोड़ा अपना स्ट्रीम को रिफ्रेश कर रशिद. मेरे को लगता है you're not live anymore. लाइव वाले बटन पे क्लिक कर.
I would put Shen on the spotlight in this game too, and also we know that Shen has played for such a long time and he saved ROC for several times, so well he succeed this time.
Absolutely, he is one of the golden boys of ROC Esports.
पानी भी है अभी.
But he's having one golden boy enough here for the team to try and take game 2.
3 मिनट हो गए यहाँ पर.
Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen.
ये ऑग्रन गया. Don't tell me.
Ling is taking a little bit too much damage here. We're trying to hope to linger in that lung bush to go for an invade into the red.
And speak of the invasion, there's a lot of all-round player in this patch while trying to steal away those neutral objectives in the early game on the from the other side. So INF is actually predicting that ROC would do that kind of movement, so they're just ambushing in it and did a really nice HP trade, and that's what I said that INF proved so.
अरे मैं तो डीले में था. हाँ वही तो.
Gets caught under the wall there thanks to Cheech's lockdown, but he's
समझ ही गया था
still
मैं.
stay alive, right? Obviously, there's no real follow-up there. Nobody is level 4 just yet into these side lanes and into mid, so there's no real kind of catastrophic ultimate they should be looking out for just yet. But I feel like if Leffy catches too many of those strays, it could be a problem.
They should just wait for our ring.
आवाज सुनी तुमने ऑग्रन की अल्ट की ऐसे उसके अंदर से जा रहा था वो. ओह नाइस शार्लेट.
It looks like that goes over to the side of Influence Rage there, able to just get the last hit onto the space break.
नहीं बाइची ने लिया उसको. क्या बोल रहे हो?
Massive focus here, top side of the map. like you were saying in the draft there, Nora, like they're looking to kind of just make sure that the early game state here is for Xuan, right? Setting up for success, because if not, I think the value of ROC Esports could be riding on that one.
अरे यहाँ पर यही तो है, मतलब वो सही टाइम पे, मतलब जैसा कि ये INF प्रेडिक्ट कर चुका है कि आरओसी क्या करने वाला है, लोग उसी हिसाब से देखा नहीं, मिड में भी तीनों के तीनों आए थे, एम्बुश करने की कोशिश करी.
Yeah, I mean, the best opportunity here for Influence Range.
आगे चारों के चारों मिड यहाँ पर. फैमिली ने उसको छोड़ दिया उन्होंने खुला, उनको पता भी है कि एरिन कितनी डेंजरस हो सकती है. यहाँ पर आ रही है. ओह नाइस.
They were really hoping for something there.
That's what we're talking about, right? Wendy, he got so many MVPs in his regular season in this MKL spring. So this time picking out this Lorian, allowing him to do a lot of burst damage in this case.
Exactly. I mean, early on, he hurts no matter where the tempo is within this game. Like, as he's building items, is going to kind of just scale with the respective scaling of the defense of the enemy team here. But right now, we are still a minute away.
चीचा को आगे आने से रोका जा रहा है.
They're waiting for that.
चीचा को आगे ही नहीं आने दे रही.
But the thing is that, well, INF to take
एरिन का अभी मेरे को जितना लगता है ना कि चीचो को अभी तक इतना ही बोला है कि तुम बस फार्म लेनर को होल्ड पे रखो, फार्म लेनर को वहां से फार्म नहीं करने देना ज्यादा, बट वो तो फुल पावर फार्म करे जा रही है. टांगजियान जंगल पिक करना था ऑगरन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, पर मुझे ताचिबाना का भी है वो कैसा करेगा. ताचिबाना इज अ गुड पिक ओवर हियर, ठीक है. अब मेन चीज क्या है, ऑगरन को काउंटर करना बहुत इजी है. जस्ट तुम्हारे मिड लेनर के पास और तुम्हारे फार्म लेनर के पास ये होना चाहिए एंटी हील, बस ऑगरन खत्म. ये चीचा के पास पाक फोर्स डैगर आ गया.
Wave clear for the side of Influence Rage means that even if they do get the priority, it's pretty quickly altered, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mid lane.
क्या शायद नेक्स्ट एंटी हील ही बना रही है. देखो अब उसका आइटम बाय देखो.
Because he's the only like pace leader on the side of INF in the early game. If you want to go for that dragon fight, he will call out for
और लोरियन भी एक्चुअली एक तरीके से एंटी हील ही बना रहा है.
Are not seeking for a dragon trade. They just want to compete it head to head.
वो सामने आया और यहाँ पर उनको शायद पकड़ा जाएगा. कम ऑन फर्स्ट ब्लड गोस टू ऑगरन. ऑगरन ने यहाँ पर बहुत बढ़िया अंदर. अबे ये कौन सा टाइम है यार स्ट्रीम पर. ये
Rage really were looking for, and down
Finally.
goes Tempest as well. That's a double kill going over to Conlink on the Ogre and the raid boss himself. The only good takeaway there is the fact that Leffy was able to keep a hold of that Azure Golden.
X बना रही है, ये मैंने expect नहीं किया था.
Their power pack around the 4-man smart, as we just mentioned, right? Because they know that it is very convenient.
Clash और tank जंगलर दोनों ही गए. तो एक तरीके से बहुत
the positioning, it was Tempest trying to flash in, use the ulti, get the control. But with the ulti from this Zhongfei, just totally turned the table around.
Blue team.
Definitely not what you wanted pre-4 minutes, right? Just as that started to activate there, they've lost a lot of health for the T1 turret top side of the map. The T1
ऑब्जेक्टिव्स अभी तक एक भी नहीं ले पाए हैं, किल्स अभी तक एक भी नहीं ले पाए हैं. ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर मेरे को गोल्ड डिफरेंस दिख रहा है, 3 के होने वाला है, 2K का है करंटली, और 1000 गोल्ड का यहाँ पर अगर डिफरेंस हो गया तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी यहाँ पर INF को. 1-1 की तरफ चला. ओह नाइस वन.
Nice try from Tempest. I mean, like, Tempest is really proactive today.
Very proactive, absolutely. He's had his morning
मतलब क्या उसने assumption क्या खतरनाक किया, जैसे ही वो टिकते पकड़ लिया उसको एकदम.
But we got something a little bit more important. We're still opening up the map of Influence Rage.
और शार्लेट तो मोबिलिटी यानी कुछ करेगा नहीं. अगर यहाँ पर जरूर आएगा, एंड इसी के साथ मेरे को लगता है बाइची फिर से शायद जाता हुआ नजर आ सकता है. There'll be another finish for बाइची, और उसने वहां पर अंदर घुस के उसको पकड़ने की कोशिश की, बाकी की पूरी टीम आ गई, बट बाइची विल बी फिनिश्ड. चलो बाइची के लिए मरना. Clash laner is dying too much.
Expression onto the Baichi pick, not quite the favorable one we were looking for here, but
जो लोग वो सोच रहे थे उनको मिलेगा, उससे वो गिरा है. और ये लो यहाँ पर चार्लेट आई फुल पावर, ऑलमोस्ट बच गया वहां पर भाई. फ्यूरी जस्ट बच गया. ज़्याओचाओ वाज ऑलमोस्ट गॉन.
He can do a lot of things. A lot of potential play actually can be seen or expected.
मोबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा ना चार्लेट की यार.
In this game too.
yeah, he's definitely looking to be the playmaker, right? But I mean, you have to give over props to Conlink He's 3-0. Obviously, on an Ogren, that's definitely the early game you really want to be having here with this pick.
Ogren को तो रोक ही नहीं पा रहे ये लोग. Ogren को तो जितने ज़्यादा लोगों के Ogren का उतना फायदा है ना. एंड उसी के साथ यहाँ पर देखो वो फाइट हो चुकी है. ग्रुप को वहाँ पर कंप्लीटली गैदर कर चुके हैं. एंड इसी के साथ वो चीचा ने लिया जाओ को. जाओ वहाँ पर शार्लेट को खत्म करेगी. बाकी लोगों की भी बहुत कम एचपी. बट वी सी हिम एस्केपिंग. वहाँ से Ogren बाहर निकल गया ऑलमोस्ट एट द राइट टाइम. वरना 4v1 के अंदर बहुत गंदा फंस सकता था. एंड Ogren जिस हिसाब से उसकी फार्म चल रही है, ही नीड्स टू नॉट डाई राइट नाउ. उसके लिए ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. बाकी टीममेट्स अगर वहां पर कुछ होता है तो ठीक है.
Check Xiao Xiao, right? This Fury, even though she died, but she unleashed his skill too and got control of several people and allowing his teamfight to fight back.
I mean, you saw that Muchi was kind of trapped in at the
अब
pit of
जियाचो अपनी अल्ट का
the red golem,
कमाल
right?
दिखाएगी.
So he had to use the flash. So a little bit of a bittersweet farewell there for the team of ROC Esports in that last.
ये तो अल्ट डिफेंस के लिए यूज कर रही है. बाकी की टीम भी यहाँ पर गैदर हो चुकी है. एक तरीके से यहाँ पर ये पूरे 5 मेंबर्स हैं वहाँ पर उठाने की कोशिश. नाइस एलिमिनेशन. बट Ogren वहाँ पर अभी फिलहाल के नहीं छोड़ेगा. उसको पता है उनकी सामने वाली टीम के पास एंटी हील है नहीं. एंड जितना ज्यादा वो यहाँ पर इस चीज का फायदा उठा सकता है, ही इज गोना बी टेकिंग दैट एडवांटेज एज मच एज पॉसिबल. यहाँ पर एक और किल लेते हुए नजर आ सकता है. एंड क्या यहाँ पर एक और किल देखने को मिल सकती है. ओ स्लो जरूर कर लिया है बट इट्स नॉट गोना बी इजी. पाइची को वहां पर फिर से पकड़ना. उसी तरफ वहां पर लापू लापू भी बहुत अच्छा घूम के गया है. बट आई डोंट थिंक दे गोना बी गोइंग आफ्टर लापू लापू मच. उसको नहीं चेस करेंगे. इंस्टेड दे गोना बी फोकसिंग ऑन लाइक टावर्स को तोड़ने पे ज्यादा फोकस करेंगे.
And because of Kongli, he already got 6 kills in his hand, right?
4 के गोल डिफरेंस हो गया भाई.
First Tempest, again, nice control, but just check Kongli.
That's a lot.
He's so safe. Like, no more burst of damage can be seen, or like damage can be seen upon this Kongli, so he just break out his ulti and got enough HP restore, and then just chasing down all of those opponents that he can see.
Yeah, like you can see that Tempest is just trying to basically soak as much damage as possible from Wendy, obviously trying to block those orbs, as you saw there within that team fight. It was literally just kind of like attracted to him. He was like, they had magnets in their pockets, they were stuck together in the backside. So like you said, Kongli was not going to be at the behest of any real big damage anytime soon.
The way that how you're gonna deal with those Ogren in game, you need to
sure वहाँ पर वो नीचे लेना स्टार्ट कर दिया अकेले. अभी चीचा has the thing ना, उसके पास रेड बफ भी है. देखो वहाँ पर चीचा has now shifted towards that jungling style. फार्म लेन वो होल्ड कर रहा था इतनी देर से, वो जंगलिंग स्टाइल पे शिफ्ट हो चुका है. और एक तरीके से उनके पास 2 जंगलर हैं, बस एक के पास स्माइट नहीं है. बट है ना अभी कोई, हमने देखा रशीद ने भी बताया था कि किस तरीके से वो पहले पूरा जंगलर हुआ करता था. अब फार्म लेनर ये लो ये गया.
Uses the radiance, he slows him down, forces the flash. Actually, no, Maida still has his flash. He's going to use that ultimate.
और यहाँ पर ये टीम फाइट पूरे गेम को शायद डिसाइड कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से they just escaped in the nick of time.
But it's all just for that T2 into the mid lane here.
Because of the gold advantage that they have, so you can see like Whippet, he's playing a quite fierce way, and also Wendy, the pre-poking was really nice because he
that is what was needed over here ना. उन्होंने जिस तरीके से ये लोग इन पे पुश कर रहे हैं, and the goal difference is constantly increasing. तो अब INF even though उनका last match was so crazy, इस मैच में पिक्स के मामले में I guess I want to see the item build यहाँ पर क्या चल रहा है. What does Erin and Xiaoqiao have right now?
How they're gonna make that miracle happen? It's gonna be Tempest first dashing in. But the thing is that no more burst of damage.
अब उन लोगों ने ambush किया है. Now it's passed up enough time. कि but यहाँ पर वो ये लो Ogren यहाँ पर full power अपने इस चीज का दिखाता हुआ. अरे यार ये तो obvious है. एरिन अगर किसी के पीछे पड़ती है तो वो खत्म ही हो जाता है. उसके पास वहाँ पर अब एंटी टैंक भी आ चुका है. Void Staff ले लिया है उसने. Oh, nice push. Nice. Chicha took that.
Punishes them. They get them fish in the
3-3.
Leffy with a red buff, can he make it?
Nice.
Poking damage.
Nice.
Sacrifice himself and trying to do it for Leffy, but Leffy being the only one survived, need to retreat as soon as possible.
Yeah, you don't get caught here between Muchi and.
It's another way home.
Bye.
It's the Jamming missile
भाई
there
भाई
from the
भाई
Chicha
मूसी
is gonna be
मूसी
enough to get
मूसी
the takedown here for the
मूसी
side
ने
of ROC
उनको
Esports.
फाड़
Really putting
I
that
mean,
depth
yeah.
score timer here in a disadvantage for Influence Rage.
But this dragon is so crucial to this team fight because like it seems to get to a pause around 10 minutes mark. Everyone's just waiting for this dragon and waiting for the man to claim the dragon. It's gonna be Mutsu, and he survived till the last and doing whatever he can do with his Chucha play in late game.
Yeah, he can't do
गंदा
pretty
मारा है
much
भाई
whatever with Danny went once again down. He was pretty
जियाओ
much
के
just
पास
out
एंटी हील
of
है
the base, and now he's
also
back
went
after
the Spark Force
spawn
dagger
timer
build
now, so he's
which makes
definitely
sense but I
not
don't
gonna
see
be
the anti
influencing any kind of play here for the side of Influence Rage right now. 12-minute mark onto the board. That gold lead is just
अगरन ने तो
too
भाई
far away.
अनग्रन कर रखा है यहाँ पर
Yeah, it's kind of significant right now. 5,000 or even up to 6,000 goal lead, allowing those double warrior composition aside of ROC to push even in a more furious way.
Very furious here, happening for the side of ROC Esports. They're able to get the takedown T3 into the mid lane. Looking to replicate that damage into top side of the map here as well. All members of Influence Rage are still alive, but they aren't quite confident with that minion wave they currently have for the side of ROC. They're looking to
एक
gain
टावर
health
नहीं ले
from
पाए ये लोग
the
आरओसी की इस मैच में एक टावर not a
Waiting for the
single
Vanguard
tower
spawning, helping
they
them
have
to
not
push
made
because once
any
you got
kind
double
of progress
warriors,
एक
you really
objective नहीं ले
relied
पाए
a
हैं वो
lot
लोग इस
on
वाले
your
मैच
minions
में
helping
I
you
mean
to take all
जिस
those
तरीके
towers
से उन
down.
लोगों ने लास्ट वाला मैच खेला था और वो लोग जीते थे ये वाला मैच
Their base is still all propped up with the beams. That is those turrets. Vanguard gets placed bot side of the map. They were trying to create some kind of space here for themselves on red side, but now it feels like you're just an impending doom.
बस डिफेंस ही
You
चल
are
रहा
in
है
the waiting room here, and the doctor
ओहो
is
ओहो ओहो यहाँ पर
ROC
पकड़ने की तो फुल
Esports.
कोशिश
As
करेंगे
you're
टावर
able
के
to
पास आते
battle
हुए ताकि
outburst,
टावर
making sure
भाई
creating
थोड़ा सा
space
डिफेंड कर
for
पाए
the Vanguard
इन दो
bot side of the
दैट
map here
टावर
gets to
विल
take
ऑन
it down as well. There is nothing standing between themselves and the crystal other than the 5 members of Influence Rage.
अच्छा हुआ सही टाइम पे वो मिन स्पॉन करे अगर वो मिन स्पॉन नहीं करते और एक सेकंड के लिए तो खत्म था यहाँ पर इनका बट ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ एंड यहाँ पर खत्म ऑगन जब यहाँ पर घुस चुका है तो खत्म है अब नहीं यहाँ पर कोई बचने वाला है डबल ट्रिपल क्वाड्रा नहीं हुआ बट आईएनएफ का जंगलर बैकलाइन डाइव नहीं कर पा रहा है पर आरओसी का जंगलर इजीली बैकलाइन डाइव करके एसेप कर लिया अब भाई इट्स Ogren. That is what he is good at. Backline diving. वो उसका एक one of the special abilities है. Plus मैं बोलूँगा यहाँ पर जिस तरीके से Ogren को सपोर्ट किया गया है, जिस तरीके से वो सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड किया गया है, and specially चिचा जो होल्ड ऑफ किया है ना उसने एरिन को एंड उसके बाद जब अचानक से उसने अपना रोल स्विच स्टार्ट किया ही स्विच टुवर्ड्स जंगलर that was the end of it everything
but Bites is such a late game hero and then it just like starts falling again and again and again. Like there's a moment in the 4-minute mark where he tries to initiate right over there in the mid lane and he does not have the damage, he does not have like anyone around him that can actually win that fight.
I mean, you just look at obviously the highlights and stuff like that. You see Tempest is like we pointed out in one of that team fights down to the bot side of the map is that he was just constantly attracted to Wendy. He was just trying to mitigate any damage onto more frontline, onto Danny, just to keep himself alive with that one. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously in the replay, but a bit of a recap right now is going to be seeing this a post-game breakdown.
And as you can see from the KDA, Konglin is just being unstoppable.
Yes.
11-1-2. That's too much, actually. 11 kills in one game.
Konling is the answer. That's very simple. ROC, if they want to actually move forward in this game number 3, they're gonna have to just pass.
मतलब मैच टफ तो था और स्पेशली लास्ट मैच का मुझे लगा नहीं था कि इतना अच्छा खेलेगी आरओसी
and he is going to carry the whole team because even in game number 1 Konling had an amazing performance. So comes into game 2, continues with his amazing shape, and he shows us that with that KDA, like he is the man to carry the game.
And speaking of that, I'm looking for a potential pay play.
Okay.
For Konglin, because if you want to lead the pace and you want to outplay Danny in the early game, I mean, Pei is gonna be a open choice for both junglers.
And INF don't have Yukio Tachiyama.
Arlie would have been a very good option. Yes.
Like with a Pei pick over
here
from ROC, how do you answer back to that?
I don't think either of them go for it, right? I feel like it's still going to be in that ban phase, the top 2 picks before anything comes through here. Absolutely. Or you're just giving up a free game. But you're looking at, obviously, once again, the replays. You see Wendy's always just trying to man-check Fury, man-check Leffy, and then by the time Tempest is like, right, guys, I'm going to try and keep him away from you, but it's just not possible. You just don't have any damage there. You're just delaying the inevitable.
And because of the positioning, right, it's kind of chaotic in this place. And also speaking to the 10 minutes dragon, it's very interesting that everyone just stood in a pause from now on, just waiting for the dragon, but no one wants to lose control of the dragon. And finally, after moves to clean that, it's going to be a one-way game on the side of ROC.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the potential comeback, right? Obviously, that Tyrant fight, the Shadow Tyrant fight, was looking very clutch. Both teams were able to get it down to a comfortable health bar. It was positioned so beautifully that it was just almost too good to be true for Influence Rage.
Well, 1-1 right now. Everything is back as it was at the beginning of this match. We're going to go for a break, and when we come back, it's going to be the decider to see who's going to move into the upper bracket final.
Crazy, bhai, crazy. तरीके से और बताओ गाइस, कैसा चल रहा है, क्या चल रहा है आजकल? नहीं यार, टिकट्स ही नहीं मिल रही, सारी टिकट्स हाउसफुल पड़ी हुई हैं और आसपास कोई अच्छा दो थिएटर भी है वो भी है। इसके अलावा कोई नॉर्मल 3D में ही देखनी, 3D के बिना मैं देखूंगा नहीं। ऐड तो अच्छी बनाई है इन्होंने।
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
इस सिटी बन रही है गाइस गेमिंग के लिए, सोच पा रहे हो?
Welcome back. 1-1 is the score right now. INF in front of ROC. We're going to go into game 3. That is going to be the decider for this matchup. We said that Konling is the one that needs to have the ball over there for ROC. In front of them, INF, the ball needs to go to Leffy.
I think it either goes to need to go to Leffy or Danny. I feel like the matchup here for me is so much centric into that jungle, right?
All right.
We saw obviously the leader of the pack. We saw Agudo into game number 1, and that was the clear direction that I feel like Influence Rage needed and lacked in game number 2.
I mean, like potential play can be seen of this pay, right?
Yeah.
The team on the red side in game 3 might just ban this pay away. And speaking to Leffy, if you're talking about Leffy being the hero, I would say Arlie with the idea at the bottom will be the best choice for them to pick in game 3.
Arlie and the idea over there, that would be a nice matchup in there. Like if we can have that combo in there, like the early game, the laning stage is going to be for them for sure.
Absolutely, and the fact is, like we were alluding to, obviously the pay pick and the fact that Yukio's gone. But if they go for the Diadea and the Arlie, the Xiao Chao's gone, which is obviously a good counter down to that. Obviously, if you're waiting for Arlie to call back to her Umbrella or a Parasol, get the knock-up, and it's a hard way to actually try and navigate that team fight. So maybe it's a 4D chess game that we've been seeing here between these two teams. ROC Esports will just limit testing in game number 1, like Nora was saying.
Right now, the players are already set on stage, waiting for this game number 3 to start. Right now, the nerves gotta be at the highest. If you win, you stay here, and then you wait to play against Aurora Gaming later on this afternoon. If you lose, you need to head back to the hotel, and start practicing. I know that whoever that loses this match is not going to have the day off today.
No. They've got the work cut out for them, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You're at ROC. You're at the 3rd level right now. You're skipping 2nd. You're going straight to 1st, right? Against Aurora Gaming. That's quite a feat here. And not only that, the fact is you've gone through already quite a... not a very well-paced game. You're playing, you're pushing your limits to see if you can actually just beat that 3rd place in the MKL.
And there's a saying that the more games you play, actually you just expose more techniques that you have. Especially we are still in group stage, right? But this is game 3. It's gonna be the most deciding point. I mean, like on the side of ROC, because they're from MKL region, so definitely people are expecting a really high skill from them, right?
Yeah.
And game 1 is a little bit disappointed, to be honest, right? They are still warming up, but game 2, they get great performance, and that's kind of just pressing in on INF, because we can see like how excited they were when they just got game 1.
Absolutely. But I mean, this is the answer to your question you was posing earlier, Nora, right? Maybe the pay comes through.
Not available?
Exactly. We see the influence rage is like, you're not going to have an early game 1. You're not going to have the pay either. And they are taking out the lung here as well. So I feel like it is opening up that prospect you was talking about earlier. The Ali, right? And the Diadem. Yeah. Because you're taking away kind of like the natural the counter already, right?
Exactly. So I feel like this is a potential early play on the side of
जिसका भी टीम का फर्स्ट पिक नहीं है वो लोग पे बैन करते हैं लोगों ने आओगिन और आगुडो बैन किया है चीचा बैन ठीक है
But the problem is, like, if we take Ali, Schwan gets Guan.
अरे हम लोगों ने फ्लेक्स पिक लिया तुम लोग को नहीं लेने देंगे.
Not been banned, so that is a scary potential here. Obviously, they don't have the Lapu, they don't have the Zhongfei to pair with the Guan Yu.
Arli अभी open है अभी ये लोग Arli ले सकते हैं अगर Arli पिक आएगा. Flowborn tank.
Cryoban on the blue side is
interesting.
ये भी फ्लेक्स पिक है एक तरीके से.
If it was me, but I'm on the caster desk, they're on the stage. There's clearly a little bit of a method to the madness here.
हो सकता है कि ये जंगल भी करे, हो सकता है ये क्लैश लेन करे, सकता है ये रूमर खेले.
But we are talking about those outplay between those jungles, right? That really matters. But after all, it's only a tank. How you're gonna lead the pace by using the Flowborn tank, right?
Yes, it's gonna be hard, and the fact is that they actually didn't take the bait here. I mean, to be honest, they could have gone for Arlie, and it would have still made sense because we saw the matchup yesterday where Flowborn tank went against Arnie, and Arlie just shredded. As long as Arlie gets that early game lead and that power spike when she needs it, but they're gonna go for the Haya. So Haya doesn't get banned. Haya's job is to take the tank out.
Oh, Haya!
You're playing at a handicap there.
भाई उन्होंने कांड कर पाया.
A little bit messy, but they're gonna go for a little bit more of a anti-tank into the bot side, the DRNG, and then also the Annette as well.
Well, Annette with Flowborn tank can be really strong when they're doing those team fight, and also because of the DRNG, I kind of feel like they are trying to highlight their bottom at the same, and also DRNG the skill to purifying Haya's ulti.
मेरी इंस्टा पे स्टोरी नहीं है क्या?
All 3 heroes are kind of being the answer towards this Haya.
Very interesting. Like, to me, this seems like an alternate reality version of like the Kaiser and Sunbin combo we used to see, right? Like, you see that Annette's able to speed up the side of Influence Rage, but also when that Tremor Smash comes through here for ROC, you have that cleanse. So really, Leffy here with the DRNG can use that cleanse to just get out of some kind of ultimate here as well, especially if he happens to be the target for Haya. Use the cleanse, get out of that one, you're not going to take it to the Moonskin Mirage.
If they want to complete this kind of composition to play against this Haya, then Byron is open for INF. So I'm wondering whether ROC is going to take this Baron away or just leave it as an open choice, because we've seen how proactive that Tempest is, and also what he can do in the early game, and Byron definitely gonna be the hero for him in game 3.
Yeah, taking away the Florentino here. We haven't quite seen Chuan on this pick just yet. We saw obviously Siang for Aurora Gaming.
कब की चली जानी थी यार स्टोरी?
Win within KWC here as well. So giving it over to another MKL Clash Lane Titan. You don't really want to be seeing that if this is your 3rd game in a BO3, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe they're going to take off the Byron here for the side of ROC because they've already used it before. because really they don't want a second front line here. Actually, they are maybe potentially trying to be like, you know what, take it. Let's see what we can do with it.
And if they try, they leave it as an open choice, then I think Fatigue will be a possible play on the side of Shen and also Guan Yu.
Yeah,
Guan Yu can be such a great threat to this Duran.
इस बार मैं
Absolutely,
हाया
I mean, you've only got
Erin,
one lens. He's got so many pokes.
Dianpo.
Right? Like, it kind of just makes him a little bit of a wasted pick here.
Like, क्या pick है?
Try and protect him, but it's gonna be the Lu Bu
I mean, it's
ban.
not usual to see Lu Bu on the ban pick base,
Yeah.
especially we're doing best of 3. Especially
Nuwa?
talking about Fatigue is open, Guan Yu is open. I know that the way maybe
Nuwa
they're
ban?
letting this Guan Yu outside is because they thought like Slowborn Tank can be a great counter-attack towards this Guan Yu. But the thing is, it is Shen playing the Guan Yu. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a different.
You kind of poking the bear at this point when
Yes.
it's ROC Esports. Like, you got your Guan Yu, we're not going to ban it. But we see, obviously, the idea behind the Lu Bu
It's for
ban,
Byron,
right?
actually.
Obviously,
It's
yeah,
for Byron.
For Byron, for any kind of tank, right? Because he's able to shred through. Like, that's probably a good call here.
Sure.
They keep the Byron open. They know for the fact that ROC don't have any more bans, and they're just waiting at this moment in time. It's like, you know what? I think
Crazy हो गया.
potential we go for the Byron, they go for the Dashi as well.
That's Chao. I'm looking
Bhai,
forward
Guan
to
Yu.
see this hero for such a long time because I'm a big fan of Da Chao Yuan Tan. Sorry,
Da Chao.
Flowborn Tank
Byron.
duel. Sorry about my Chinese. I feel like
Second.
this duel, it can be so versatile in game, right? And it's just showcasing your understanding towards the map.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can actually get that macro onto the board here as well, right? Is it the Dachao going to be into the mid lane here as well? There is a lot of slows you could really do here for the Guan Yu as well, right? Obviously, using the leaping Poi Tides makes it a little bit more harder for him to actually be composed into those team fights, but only time will tell. But the way the Influence Rage played that game number 1, I have faith. I have really big faith here for this team.
For RRC?
Influence Rage.
For Influence Rage this time. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say. You know, like it. I do like the composition that they select for both teams. I mean, like,
लूना जिंग दोनों बैन नहीं हुए. नुवा बैन सही डिसीजन है as नुवा is a counter to Erin and Haya both. हाँ, makes sense. जी ये नहीं पता था कि वो उनकी counter है.
And also allowing them to do a lot of team fight with his sustainability and with this
बारिश होने
one you pick potential what coming out from ROC, but which potential will let them to get the only victory for Game 3.
Exactly. I mean, you're playing it at the best of one kind of format right now, right? Obviously, either of these teams, that's it. Yeah, it's defining your upper bracket rise, or you're going to fall down to the lower bracket to have to
clear के साथ कौन खेले?
ROC once again, you know, because obviously they could potentially lose against Aurora Game a bit later on today, but I am very interested to see how they get all these moving parts onto the gorge, because like you were saying,
Guan Yu versus Byron, bye.
but we've seen
Bot lane में दिक्कतें होते हुए Erin को farm मिलता हुआ. See,
and I mean, like, there's
हमने last match में देखा था मूसी कितना difference
you guys who's watching the live show right now that in Game 3, if you're a fan of big team fight, it's gonna be the game for you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Using the Dachao here to kind of just take him back to base, bring him back.
HOK 2
and
World.
See if we can get that compounding effect back onto the team fight.
ये chest तो लेनी पड़ेगी.
So far, I feel like it's just going to be a big tip for tat kind of early game. No one's really going to want to put their foot forward unless it's their worst foot and they get tripped over, and then that's where the mistakes start to happen.
Well, it's gonna start happen after Wendy upgrade to level 4, and it seems like 2 minions wave is gonna be enough for them to do it. But it's gonna be a chaotic Game 3.
Yeah,
I've
nice
got
space check.
kind of feeling.
Nice phase check into the lung bush there as well. They weren't quite. They was expecting Danny to be there. Obviously having to use the recall there for the Dachao just to keep himself propped and primed and proper into this mid-side map here. We do see that Schwan is making a big rotation here as well. They do try and go for the pigs onto the side of Influence Rage. I believe they were able to actually get that point away from them as well. Once again, just seeing that patience from both of these two teams down to the bot side, but a bit of a different story top in the mid here.
Level 4.
He gets taken to the Mirage as well. He gets the knock-up, but is he going to be able to survive his exit out of this one? Everyone's going to be waiting for him there, and boom! Wendy with the first blood.
First blood, here we go. We talk about the timing, right? They're using those timing precisely. That's what we're talking about, and it's only gonna be the
आया को पहला किल दे दिया.
of the pace in game 3.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you get taken into the Moonskin Mirage, the first problem is surviving inside it, but then the secondary problem, probably the worst problem, is you're waiting for your enemy team to be surrounded you for your recall back there.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing would be is if we can try and see that, the recall from Dachau being placed down to see if we can save him, but I feel like it's a very macro kind of play that it has to be like pixel perfect almost.
Yeah, because you need to take the teleportation, standing there for like several seconds and allowing you to be recalled back. So that's gonna be the time in like
membership मिल गई हो. हाँ जी मिल गई हो. कहाँ थी इतनी देर? बहुत जल्दी रियलाइज कर लिया आपने?
Mechanics is the aim of the game here as well. Xuan just seems to be having a very happy time top side of the map. He has his top pick. He's on the
ये वाला जो opening है draw का ये बहुत
really right. It feels like the Tempest has kind of like not only the job to win the lane, but he has to keep Guan Yu in check as well.
Exactly. Tempest needs to keep his eye wide open on Xuan in this game 3 because they really rely a lot on the tankiness from Danny to gain more
दो
over
mage
them, or
skins हैं इस बार.
just, you know, rotate a bit,
Collab
maybe
में.
let Baron to gain the vision control. Either way, well worked off, but for this dragon, it seems like ROC, they already take a really insta gank on this dragon and allowing them to do a lot of things.
Yeah, the dragon gets taken down here. Tyrant's first time going over to the side of ROC Esports this time around, and when you're behind around about 1.6k gold and you have the Tyrant in your favor, it's just going to sharpen that blade.
मैं 1.5 year के बाद finally कुछ लोगों से मिली, इस बार घर आई थी. Oh, nice.
With their food here, a good 3-man Tremor Smash being connected there for the side of ROC Esports. Waypit is just going to be the charging round, the Trojan horse for the side of ROC.
Ooh.
Has to
Flash
force out
being
the
forced
ultimate.
out.
Onto the side of Maina there, and the flash as well. That's going to put you in a scary situation for the next 2 minutes or so before that comes back onto cooldown. And it means that influence range,
And
yes, obviously they're putting pressure down to the bot side of the map. Tempest is trying to make a good work
ए
out of
साल
a bad
तक
situation
आती
right
थी
now.
जाती थी वो लोग,
I
मम्मी
ROC is
की बेटी
micro in
आती
this
ही
game,
नहीं
right?
है.
Because you can see
ओह
the
अच्छा तो तुम
option
घर पे हो क्या?
really coming in.
Yeah.
It just gives the sense of threatening towards IF and allowing Kunling to do a lot of like monster stuff and also just check the gold difference between those junglers, right?
Yes.
Kunling already got like 1000 gold.
मैं तो ये
lead
check
against
करने लग
Danny,
गया
which
HOK
is
का in game
massive
क्या
in
चल रहा है.
those early game stage.
And I think that's just
आप तो
aided
बहुत
by the
खूबसूरत
lack
दिख
of
रहे हैं यार.
mobility for Danny on this
Thank you
pick,
so
but
much,
also
thank you
the
so much.
fact is
कैसा है
the
वैभव?
increased mobility, the increased burst damage here from something like the Ukiyo Tachibana as well, right? And for me, I love how ROC play in this game. They weren't able to get the T1 down.
How is you, brother?
So I was like, all right, bet, let's go for the Crimson Golems, make sure we get something here as well. But they are picking up some kills.
हाँ अभी भी हूँ एक वीक बचे हैं फिर हॉस्टल लाइफ. हाँ सही है. ओ अब यहाँ पर ये जो रश देखने को मिल रहा है, वहाँ पर टैंक उनको पकड़ने की कोशिश तो करेगा. हाया उसको ले चुकी है, लेके जा चुकी है, बट क्या ये हाया सरवाइव कर पाएगी? क्या वो सरवाइव कर पाएगा? ए आते ही खत्म.
ROC is well prepared for that coming out and also Kunling.
मेरे को तो लग रहा था कि IRF will be the stronger team, but यहाँ पर वैभव is being a simp again. क्या यार वैभव के बारे में ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हैं? एकदम सही. आप बोलो आप कैसे हो? मैं तो भाई बहुत बढ़िया चल रही जिंदगी. अभी बैंगलोर में भी फाइनली बारिश का मौसम स्टार्ट हो गया है. थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन. काम 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 ज्यादातर यही चल रहा है. आउटसाइड काम तो कुछ.
Bit of a tip for tap, just trying to make sure they defend that Crimson Golden, right? But they lose so much more.
भाई रोटेशन अगर यहाँ पर इनकी देखो ना,
it's not looking too good here for Influence Rage at this game state at around about 7-minute mark.
मतलब क्रिएटर की.
Because here's the thing, if you want to use this Flowborn tank and Dacho well, you really need to preset.
Purple helmet दिख गया.
Purple
helmet?
किधर?
ओ ओ ओ ओ ओ. तो फिर तो तुम टीम में INF तुमको पसंद आएगी, उनकी जर्सी पर्पल है. ये ले खत्म. ROC ने पूरा एकदम सीज एंड डिसीज कर दिया भाई यहाँ पे. भाई घोड़ा क्या पकड़ के लेके आ जा रहा है बार बार बंदों को, कोई भागने ही नहीं पा रहा है. इधर रोड पे ओहो सही है
and he's on the gorge.
Sean using his most signature hero, like he's being thirsty. Like after this down, he has been taken down, checked his positioning, right? Waiting for a second. It's all about the pace, the rhythm, and getting in skill one. 3 people to control, and the one going to grab that double kill.
Yeah,
Beautiful combo.
सब बताते नहीं कि
what you've got in the net. We're gonna just wait
पता
till
नहीं चलना
we
चाहिए
see Waypit burn out that ultimate a net, and then
नहीं
that's
ठीक
just
है
the green light
guys
the side of ROC needed, right?
जी सुना
They were already ahead in terms
ये
of
देखो
gold.
ऑब्जेक्टिव
They
फिर से
had
एक
the
भी ना ले पा रहे ये लोग
priority as
किल तो एक
well.
ले ली
It
ऑलरेडी
just
यहाँ पर
the
8000 गोल
right
का
moment
डिफरेंस हो
and
चुका है
that was it.
ऐसी की
And I
तैसी
feel
करके
like
घुसने वाले ये मैच मेरे को लगता भी नहीं 10 मिनट से ऊपर चलेगा
advantage of
वैसे 10 मिनट से
Korean,
ऊपर
like
जाएगा
this
बट
man,
मतलब
this Yukio can do
खत्म होने
so
के
much
बहुत करीब आ
damage
चुका है ये मैच
that he can.
Yeah, exactly. He can just go into the back line, burst the heck out of you, and then that's it. You've kind of used there one moment, you've gone the next, unfortunately, here.
भाई
And I feel like it's a little bit late for Leffy to be building.
कर दियो इनको तो काम कर दियो इनका
So we needed that just a little
का
earlier
कर
on before
दियो
these
है
team fights start
काम
taking
रे
place
भैया
and start having a massive
का कर
impact in this
दियो
game
है
number 3.
काम
But once you are playing this style, you can always go to your
गई
plan B,
पर्पल
which is
जर्सी वाली
pushing
टीम
your
गई
lane.
बाहर
But the thing is that because they are
खत्म टाटा
going for
बाय
like double
वाला उनका
tanky hero, tanky hero, so it's gonna be a little bit hard for them
ये
to
लोग
do
जाएंगे
so.
लोअर ब्रैकेट में
Maybe Dacha would be the
फाइट
only
होगी वो
person to do this trap push, which is kind of squishy when she just encounter with this one.
कल से HOK में ग्राइंड करना शुरू किया मैंने
हैं
हैं सही है अचानक से क्या बदलाव आया क्यों आया मेघालय में ऑटो मिलने लग गए हैं वो भी ऐसे एक्चुअली शॉकिंग है ऑब्वियसली यार लोगों को काम तो करना ही है ना
Gets taken off the side here, the side of ROC Esports.
that
Looking
hurt.
pretty low as well. Highest first skill is
चल बॉटम टावर गई जितना मेरे को दिख रहा है बॉटम और दोनों जाएंगी
I mean, like it's gonna. It seems like they are trying to close out the game because Mina has already been sent in, and Limpo is ready.
भाई 10 मिनट चलेगा क्या ये मैच
Very ready.
10 सेकंड और है
It's going to be the quickest game of the series. If that's the case, it's almost 3-10
हो चुके हैं
Danny has
खत्म
to feed himself just to keep the crystal alive. But unfortunately, we have 3 minion waves here.
चलो
Down to the boss
जाएगा
side,
मैंने
it's
बोला ही
gonna
था
be the earliest arrival
बट ज्यादा
right
नहीं
now.
चलेगा ये भी
Comes
मैंने ही
under
बोला
the
था
rage, keep them
इसी के
alive,
साथ
but the
मैच
answer is
खत्म
no.
एग्जैक्ट 8 सेकंड ऊपर गया 10
in
मिनट
its best of 3.
2-1 win. It seems like
भाई भाई भाई
they
पहला
both
मैच हारने के बाद
were
लगातार दो
from
मैच
at
जिस
the
तरीके से
beginning of this matchup,
लोगों
but
ने
they quickly
जीता
pulled
अरे
themselves
सॉरी
together, showing
पर्पल
their
जर्सी वाली
technique,
आ गई
showing
क्या
their
इनके भी पर्पल है
coordination,
दिख रहा है मेरे को
showing their
अब
pure
पर्पल वाइट है
mechanics.
उनका वाइट पर्पल है
Game 3, right? The understanding towards the patch, not only towards the patch, but also this duel that their opponent selected.
And you can see them right over there just shaking hands.
हाँ
to
ये
show
वाले
to each
फुल
other the
पर्पल वाले जीत
respect
गए
that they need to have because this was an amazing,
सॉरी
very
मतलब वाइट
level
पर्पल वाले
game.
जीत गए
Like,
ये
I would
पर्पल
dare to
वाले ये
say that
आउट हो
a
गए
year, a
और
couple
ये
of
इतनी
years
हंसी
ago,
मजाक किस
this
चीज
would
की
have
कर
been
रहे थे हारने के बाद मैं तो ये सोच रहा हूँ
3.0, but this year it was actually a lot more competitive. ROC Esports is going to move into the Group B upper bracket final. They're going to
पहाड़ है ना
against
कुछ
HOK.
टीम पहले
Yes, it's
तक
gonna
भी
be pretty much
ऑटो
like
से
an AKL matchup again,
डरते
once
थे
again,
पहले
right?
तो
Obviously,
ऑटो
but
पलट
I
जाते
feel
थे
like
ना
with
इसीलिए
that one, maybe
तो अब क्या
ROC
4 पहियों वाले ऑटो आ गए क्या
might have the confidence that Aurora Gaming had, right? Aurora Gaming's match very clean, very quick, whereas ROC was kind of
पर्पल
like
वाले
it
है ना
took a
वही काफी
while,
है
but they got there. And I feel like if I was either of those two teams,
थोड़ा
Aurora
सा
Gaming
पर्पल
would be
है
where I want to be.
But I mean, like because of the familiarity that they had, right? So
ठीक है
it's
तो
gonna be a
फेलिला में
great game to see these two
मैडम
teams
बिचड़ गई
play
इनकी
against
थोड़ी
each
सी
other.
क्या
One
बोलना
of
था
the
मैडम
things
भूल
that
गई
made ROC so dominant in this game was just the way that they just forced INF into making decisions. You want to protect your turret? All right, I'm going to jump into your jungle. You want to protect your jungle? Okay, I'm going to take your turret. So it was just INF just very passive, just trying to react to all of the different curveballs that ROC was tossing at them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I have to give props to obviously Chuck BR again. Like you were saying, as we came out of that game, this may have not been an outcome literally a year ago.
4 पहिए वाले नहीं है 3 ही है बट स्टिल तो क्या मतलब पहाड़ भग गए पहाड़ हट गए वहां से अब ऑटो वाले बिना पिए चलाने लग गए
They had some very good moments in
What
game
is it?
1 and in game 2. In game 3, what I believe is that the Tat Xiao and then the Flowborn tank, it is a composition that you need to be a lot in sync. Like you need to be able to understand those timings, and since the minute 2 when Danny falls, then he just kind of just tosses away everything that they had planned.
I totally agree with you. I mean, like, the synergy is really important when you're playing this kind of pair. So I feel like they need more practice about this game. But like, potential can be seen from this kind of competition.
I think that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Obviously, this is a double elimination. If
और
you've
इसके
got
साथ
potential in the upper bracket, it just means you have to
upper bracket के
analyze that last series
मैचेस अभी बचे हैं
analyze
एक
what didn't work
टीम
so
जीती है
well.
एक
And I feel like
और
that
लोअर
game
ब्रैकेट
one
के
draft
मैचेस
is
बचे हैं
definitely
मतलब
their
अभी हैं
top
काफी सारे
four.
मैचेस बचे हैं
But this is that prio
नीचे वाली टीम भी आगे आएंगी
in game number
आगे
3,
वाली
right? Like, this is your
जाएंगी
upper bracket life.
एंड उसी हिसाब से फिर
I
लास्ट में
don't quite
फाइनल
understand
होगा
that one. Maybe it's just limit test and see what Rock does when they meet them potentially in the lower bracket.
I mean, like, speak of the potential play, I mean, just neglect this.
सही है मेरे हिसाब से तो टैक्सी ही बेटर है पहाड़ों में तो हमेशा
Forget that Baichi.
I would never take an auto.
They already lost 2 games about that Baichi because they're looking for the initiation. But the thing is, Baichi is quite like a mid-late game hero. So I'm like, if they want to make comebacks from the lower bracket, maybe more aggressiveness is what they want.
पूरा गेम मैंने भी ऐसे सोचा यहाँ मजे करूँ सही है क्या रोल खेल रहा है
Yeah. Just leave him and just like, no, just don't pick him.
It's not the time for Baichi.
Exactly.
I mean, best of
फटाक से आया
7
guys
is gonna be the time for
फटाक
Baichi
से
to
like
shine.
you know फटाक
It's
से आया
only a best of 3, but we're going to see in this obviously highlights here. The fact is that they tried to bring out components that was going to try and just hinder the bleeding here from the Xuan on the Guan Yu, right? It was like hoping that all these little mini components would stop his impact, but unfortunately, it just wasn't even enough.
I mean, like, Xuan is definitely an artist about how to pilot in this Guan Yu. He's been riding this horse for over like 7 years, I guess.
It is his main hero, right? So when you're in the BP and ROC is not choosing the clash, and he's not choosing the clash, not choosing, you know that at the end of the day they're just gonna choose that Guan Yu. That's it. It's not even a question no more.
Yeah, not a question at all. I mean, as soon as that was freed up in the ban picks, it's gonna come out. Like, it has to come out. If they want to win this upper bracket match, they're like, you know what? Let's just bring out the prize pony. It's still a best of 3. They kind of were hoping onto it. I don't think there was actually like anticipating the push that Chuck BR gave them in this best of 3.
I mean, like, for both teams, they're actually doing really well. I really enjoy this game, this match that they perform in. Electrifying it is. So it's gonna be very intense for them if they want to, you know, still move forward. Because for Chok BR, I mean, like, for IF, they only got one choice right now because they are going into the lower bracket.
Of course, let's just draw it over there for everyone at home. Right now, we're going to have Aurora Gaming playing against ROC later today, this afternoon, to see who's going to take that first ticket into the playoffs. And then after that, we're going to have in the next days, we're going to have Titan Esports going to be playing against INF just to check who can still keep going over here in the group stages.
I mean, that's a scary thing. If you're a TEC, right, and you've just seen how Influence Rage perform against the MKL 3rd seed, you're like, we've got some planning to do at least, you know? Like, we, once I said, we didn't expect it. Don't think TEC expected.
Yeah, I'm back.
Definitely standing strong here.
English वाला translation मुझे तो नहीं दिख रहा.
What about if we go on stage with Mara? Mara's got Mutsi over there, and we're going to hear a little bit about what he needs to share with us.
Chatting.
Here with us, Muchi from HOK Esports. Congratulations. You are the crowd favorites for this matchup. Superior in game 2, superior in game 3, but game number 1, it seems like your opponents put a little bit of pressure on you. What was particularly challenging with game 1?
I think we are still like so we lost the first game.
It was a little bit of jet lag, that's why you lost. Okay, but you know what we also noticed, they've improved so much, and it's probably because of the boot camp. You guys put in an intensive 2-week boot camp, and how much of what we saw in today's victory was from that boot camp?
我讲中文你宝贝。我们 boot camp 的教练帮助我们了很多吧，我们也已经准备好来去面对全国各地的选手。
Well, we had a very effective coaching session during the bootcamp itself, and I'll say the bootcamp definitely helped us prepare, made us very, very prepared to face no matter which team we're going to go up against from any region.
And we love seeing how that boot camp helped out your team and everyone else. Thank you so much once again. Congratulations, Muchi. Now we'll head back to the casters. Lead the gorge.
Thank you very much, Muchi. Just emphasizing the importance about that boot camp over there, right? Like 8 KPL coaches just had over there around 100 players from all around the world, helping them out how to get better at the game. We're going to be talking a lot more about the boot camp, a lot more about the results and the impact into our ecosystem as we come back from the break and we bring you the action of match number 3.
गधे हैं वो लोग गधे ऐसा डिसाइड कर लो मोटी हो गई हो कि हेल्दी हो और डिफरेंट
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower.
काजू
Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
क्या कुछ कुछ सुनियो पूछी है
We were there.
पूछी है
For every click, every clutch, every respawn.
धूप आ गई
We were there for the years
अभी
of
तो बारिश हो रही
grind,
थी
and we're here. Now, the proud founding
अभी भी हो
partner
रही
of
है
EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
एक टाइम पे हुआ करते थे बहुत अच्छे लेनोवो के प्रोसेसर्स अब तो टैटी हैं टैटी अरे मुची हो पूछू पूछू साउंड्स क्यूट पूछू पूछू Maybe? अरे eccentric oh welcome to the stream बहुत ही खतरनाक नाम रखने क्या कर रहा है भाई क्या कर रहे थे ये लोग
Welcome back. This is the KWC 2026 live from Paris, France in the Esports World Cup. One more edition of the top of all the around the world. Now, Group B is already set. Aurora Gaming is going to be playing against ROC later on today into what is going to be their upper bracket final for the first ticket into the playoffs. What about if we move into Group D? Right now, we're going to come in with match number 3 of today. It's going to be GK Esports against Deep Cross Gaming. In order to make sense of all of this, I brought Kin and Holler for this match.
And I'm excited to be here again. I think that this is a matchup that there were a lot of questions in terms of just like how Deep Cross would actually be able to play against the juggernaut that is DK here.
Well, I mean, if we take a look at how they progress into this stage, I would say I'm pretty confident for Deep Cross Gaming. But there are still some question marks ahead.
There are plenty of questions,
unique name, right?
Plenty of topics for us to talk about today. So what about if we start with the Crunchyroll story of the day for today that is going to be focusing about Sun, right? It is going to be our Crunchyroll story of the day, the Gauntlet of Truth, Redemption or Destruction, Kin.
It's I would say a sad story for Sun, right? He came in second place in the first ever appearance of qualifiers for HOK and KIC. And that was the best result he has ever gotten up until this point. The most recent competition, 4th place. Not where you want to be, but I think this game might prove to the other teams that not picking him from 2025, 2026, that might have been a mistake, and today he's going to try and show that.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of been an outsider looking in. I mean, this is it's like with the team, there's been issues with like, you know, the coaches at times. I mean, there's all extraneous issues, right? But I do think that Sun at the end of the day is fundamentally sound. I think he's a very experienced player, and I think Deep Cross Gaming are very blessed to have a player like him in the farm.
Deep Cross Gaming as a team has been just showing us that they're ready to go. They're the real deal, that's for sure. But in this whole story about Sun, why is the reason that he has always just been looking from the outside?
Because he was never allowed in. This ticket into the big teams, the big squads, it's always been, okay, look, maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you haven't shown us the strength yet, right? And he has been through a lot of teams. Started with Team Secret, went on to Todak, actually went on loan away from Todak to APG. And even despite that loan, it felt like it wasn't good enough because he went back to Todak at the end of 2025. Last chance he got onto SLTD Gaming, I think he might have impressed, right? Because then this year he got the Deep Cross Gaming. And this one might be the first time he makes a good appearance on the international stage.
So he's actually just kind of just bouncing around between teams, just trying to prove his worth. And this might be the first time that he actually has a spot over there in the starting lineup to show his real value.
There's a lot of that value that will be shown today. And I think that, I mean, to Kent's point, I mean, it's not about revenge or anything like that, but it's like proving all of those teams wrong. Like, why did they create a super team or whatever, and he was never included into it? I mean, he's going to be, again, this might be a villainous story, I'm not sure, but I do think that, you know, this is a time to really rise up. It could turn a sad story into a very happy one here.
We can already see GK Esports jumping in over here. They're going to try their very best just to do better and better and better compared to their performances around. Of course, they come in here as the second place of MKL Spring 2026. I got to see them in the Challenger Cup in Beijing where they lost. Actually, they lost 0-3 to Eastern Pro.
It's a tough pill to swallow, but in terms of the global standards, GK is definitely on top, right? We talked about the boot camps that all these teams have taken part in. GK were the champions of that one. So that is a huge mountain to climb for the side of Deep Cross Gaming. And if we go back
to my assumption.
His first challenge today is actually to go up against Gem, who is the farm laner. And for Gem itself, this guy on paper, he was non-existent in the global scene. Right? Came in 2025, but he has consistently gotten first place finishes with GK Esports.
He's impressed, and I think that that's kind of what you need. You need to solidify that farm lane, and I think that if you're looking at the rest of the one, they have a lot of championship roster. Like, this is a very strong team. You have Guyu in the Clash lane, Finals MVP, he's going to have that skin from Fatih. He has, you know, he's clearly been able to make plays on his own. Then you're talking about Musan King. They call him the king for the reason, right? Because of the fact that he just absolutely dominates from the jungle. This is a very solid lineup with a lot of all-stars, and again, it will be tough, and I love Sun, and I want that redemption story arc to happen, but man, this is a formidable team.
Yes, I mean, it's not a one-man show at this point. I mean, I hope for Sun it is a one-man show. He needs to step up. But that matchup, the Guyu versus Clean, I'm super curious because Clean in the Deep Cross game so far, he has shown up. But those teams, were they strong enough? Same power level as GK Esports? I don't think so. So today we have to take a look at the 1v1. So many of them. One in the Clash lane, one in the farm lane.
Very beautiful, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I mean, for me, it is about that Clash lane, right? Guyu, I've already highlighted the fact that he's, Finals MVP. But then now you're talking about Clean. This is a role swap that he went from jungle. Now he's in the Clash lane, made way for Godmu to take over that jungle. And this is going to be an interesting one because we've seen Clean actually shine at the EWC thus far. And now to be playing it on the group stage that is here against GK Esports, this will be fire.
And I think that that's one of the important things, right? Like, if you need to make space for someone better than you in that specific position, evolve. That's it. He just decided, he saw like, well, you know, guys, like, Godwit's actually pretty good. I'm going to take a step aside. I'm going to give him my spot, but I'm going to rotate to a different position. Instead of just saying, like, you know what, he could actually just sulk in there just because he's going to go bench. He decided to change himself, redefine, and then just move into a next position.
Step up. That's what we want, right? You have to step up, which is why this is a redemption arc for him. all these years of being on the bench, all these years of not getting the shot that he wanted, if he proves himself good today, he's going to be the new superstar, and his team is all behind him. This jungle matchup will also help define the results of this particular match. Because, yes, a king, Musan King, he's pretty strong. But we have seen a god in the jungle. God knew that is, and so far he has been pretty godlike.
Yeah, I mean, he comes from the KGL, he had a bunch of MVPs even when he was there. He has definitely made an impact there. But this is a team that has kind of had a lot of other people kind of throw them off, where they've created this hodgepodge squad that when you look at it on paper, you're like, wait, why are these guys free agents? Why are we able to create these teams with these players? And it's been explosive thus far.
Yes, and explosions we will have, because right off the bat, single target burst for the side of GK Esports is going to be the Aoyan pick, the Loon. And this is paired up with our traditional Frost Liang combination. Huge lockdown, huge burst, but they need a shield in front. So this jungler in Clash either needs to be a person that is helping them enable entry into the backline,
Laurentino band,
needs to be a super
Pei
shield
band,
in the
Maishi
front.
Ranui band. ठीक है, इस तरफ इन्होंने गुआन यू ले लिया, हायर ले लिया, एरेट ले लिया, इनको अब चाहिए
and you know that's just going to
the idea,
this Princess Frost Leon combination, right? Then you have a net, you have your ult, you have your ability to kind of just stay away. Plus you have the Mirage from high. Right? So these are targets, like, it's an incredibly strong mid laner. We know Ethan will be able to play that one very well. But if we're talking about this Princess Frost Leon combination, I've been talking about it from the past 2 days thus far. I am not a big fan. It has really fallen off. The Leon is very vulnerable.
Yeah, I think it really comes to the point where who pulls the trigger first, right? Because if you get that combination in, and it's not onto the Guan Yu, he will push you
just
from
master
the back, and you're not gonna like it too much.
आप तो 3 में
But
हो.
on the inverse, if we take a look at the Guan Yu flank, if the Guan Yu comes in too early, then the Liang and Princess Frost actually gets whatever they want. And side note, I really hope they're picking out EWC for
मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ अपना पूरा Minecraft का server reset करूँगा. जैसे भी
we just love that.
एक हफ्ता बचा हुआ है, उसके बाद
but going
server
into
more or
this
less
one,
बंद
it's
ही हो
all
जाएगा.
about that early game to really spike, to take advantage of that level 4 control from Liang. If they're able to start getting early ganks and snowball, they're going to have a good time. If they actually kind of come into some sort of resistance, it's a 50-50 game. I really struggle to see this lineup doing well even into the late to carry them over the edge.
Okay, I hate to say this because I don't normally agree with you, but I feel like that is the case. Because if you take a look at the lineup they have on the side of Deep Cross Gaming, there is a lot of utility that stops the combination. You have the net with the ultimate able to push you out, get the mini stun in. At the same time, you also have the higher with the Moonscape Mirage locking a single
Jing ले ली, फ्लोबन मार्क्समैन ले लिया, इस तरफ याओ है, शार्लेट है, याओ और शार्लेट दोनों एक साथ. Liang Wang Zhao
many a times come up with the most incredible plays, especially in the hands of God Wu.
Yeah, I expect nothing but fireworks in this one. I think that they have a lot of answers. Again, this all in on this Liang, right? To set things off in a best of 3, I think that is incredibly scary. Because for me, I'm looking at this more, this hero as like a best of 7 tile, where they might not have as much CC and control, and then you can kind of maybe get that pick off. You can kind of catch them off guard, if you will.
It's a 50-50, right? True. Because if the combination works, you get really good snowball
effects.
Just keep using the combination over and over again because they can't take you out in one shot. But if you're playing from behind, then it's you're going to be caught in no man's land every single time.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally late game and he's very squishy and like he's like a dude with just glasses and you just want to punch him in the face, right? Kin?
No, I fully disagree. I wear glasses and for good reason, and I do not want to get punched in the face. Now, with that being said, this time, GK Esports, let's see what they can do. Because while the stats in terms of the drop may not stand in their way at the moment based on what we see, this is GK Esports we're talking about.
Yeah, you can't really count them out. I do think that, you know, at the end of the day, we're talking about the pilots of these heroes. And I think that if we're talking GK Esports, they're number 2 in MKL for a reason. This is a formidable squad, but they're going up against Deep Cross, who has surprised time and time again thus far.
Surprise is definitely a good choice of words, because I was not expecting this level of proficiency coming in, right? Especially having to come together in, you know, a very short amount of time, and now they've pulled off a nothing short of a miracle coming in here. Going up against GK, this result is going to be something that all the teams have to look at in their group.
Yeah, and actually we already saw a little bit of a surprise earlier. I mean, not to say that Influence Rage, I mean, they pulled off that one game, right? And that they stole that one. And I do expect to see a little bit more of that type of style where they want to be, you know, taking the fight to them. And, you know, these playing teams looking to surprise throughout.
I think this is all dependent on Clean. And they know the answer here. They're pushing Clean back all the way into his T1, which means they will get this Primal Portal, they will get this Space Fight as well. Initial rotations is a big win for GK.
Yeah, big win for them, but DCG already up, you know, I mean, 200 gold, it's not the most at this point, but any sort of win, you're looking at positivity in terms of just how they're able to build. On the other hand, GK understanding that we get Jiv level 4 as quickly as possible. Let's start the gank train early.
We haven't really spoken about the roam on the side of GK, right? So I feel like under Sun's hero, this guy has always been very consistent and very adept at making sure that GK is well protected. This time, I think it's more aggression than defense, especially when you're playing a Liang, right? Because you want to get the CC down, and with the suppression can only be stopped when you stun the original hero. So this is going to be a game where just positioning is monumental. He needs to be the core of the team in terms of positioning.
Yeah, and I like it how you bring that up, because it's not about him all, I mean, early it's going to help in terms of that initiation to get that control, to lockdown, flash control, right? Yeah. You blow him up, potentially. But come the mid-game to late game, he needs to completely change his style in terms of how he wants to proceed. If Godwu goes in, you're looking to lock him down. He's target priority #1.
Yes, and while that is one of the things they have to consider, the second consideration that, you know, this combination, ideally you want to use it fully onto one person. And if you have to catch Godwu only with Liang's ultimate, then Shishan, he's going to have a huge responsibility of landing his second skill, the Frigid Prison. Because Princess Frost, with that, you get additional damage when the target is frozen. So that's quite a bit of responsibility. And you need to have trust that your mid laner on GK is going to do the job. Because if you don't, you know for sure Ethan is going to punish you.
Yeah, they got to go 1 and 2, right? Anytime they move together, right? But they're able to burst you down, they have a potential. This combination is strong. Let's respect it. But the counter initiation, the counter stuns from DCG, they got a plethora of them. They are good to go, understanding what they're trying to do, of course.
I mean, it's literally just everyone but Sun, right? On the back line, far away, using those arrow showers to deal as much damage as possible. So in the farm lane, yes, that's why we call it the farm lane. You need to get the gold. It's about making bank. And for now, it's pretty even.
Yeah, it's still pretty even. I mean, we're not even in that 4-minute mark, but we're expecting a little bit of a skirmish here. GK, look at how they're kind of positioning themselves, waiting for somebody to fall into this trap, if you will.
Yeah, but Sun already knows, right?
Yeah, he knows.
I think so. I hope so, because he is staying huddled under the T1. Because you know what? The map is completely empty and devoid of any GK players except for Green.
Yeah, and they've been off the map, right? And now the flash forward, they get the control. They actually find Sun under the tower, and here's the follow-up, and they do have enough. And it's going to be first blood going away. That
is the stock in standard traditional combo. And while they were pulling that off, this is a double big win for the side of GK, which means they get a slight goal advantage. But this can quickly pull into a huge gap between the two teams.
Yeah, Shisan, they're ex-teammates with Sun. They used to play on Team Secret together, and being able to just get that initial kill is just being like, hey, I got you, man.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that. Shishan and Sun used to be teammates.
Back in the day. I mean, they go way back. And this is, again, why it's about the redemption, the revenge, if you will. The flash on board, it looks like Godwu, but with Clean taking down Jeff, he's going to take a little bit of revenge on that one.
Okay, so it's kind of like a 50-50 win condition, right? GK, yes, they got the first blood, but that first blood went into the hands of Shishan. On the other hand, Deep Cross Gaming, they got the kill.
Sun then taken down yet again.
Okay, this one hurts.
Damn,
my
that was a nice
definitely going to be broken. He went to the farm lane, got taken down 3v1.
घुस के मार रहे हैं भाई.
He gets taken down again.
ऐसे घुस के मार रहे हैं ये लोग फिर से आप because उन्होंने शार्लेट ने उसको मतलब ये लोग शार्लेट को खत्म करेंगे and जिंग यहाँ पर फुल कोशिश रहेगी उनको एलिमिनेट करने की बाकी टीम यहाँ पर सामने आते हुए but that is going to be an elimination of Charlotte and इसी के साथ यहाँ पर Wan Yu को भी मारा जाएगा. Clean is also going to be done in 4 and इसी के साथ अच्छा खासा चल रहा है.
And with the EXP as well, it's all making sense. T1 now under pressure.
But objective पहला GK Esports के पास जाते हुए.
But that's quite a bit of pain in the T1 mid.
Yeah, a lot of pain, if you will. And I think that this is where DK understand that, hey, we're strong. Ja still got his ult up. Whenever that's happening, DCG need to play even more passively.
Yeah, and this is going to slow down the farm onto Sun, right? Sun is level 8. He's one level behind Jim. And, you know, more damage to be done. They have the Azure Golem stolen.
हो गई ना भाई तुम फार्म को इतना डैमेज
a little bit of control. The Mirage is going to be used. Clean is actually running for the hills.
And now यहाँ पर डैमेज देते हुए इसी के साथ I'm sure Jing is going to be finished, eliminated. And अब वहाँ पर Charlotte को भी जो and वो उधर भी घुसते हुए नहीं छोड़ने वाले हैं, and that is done for.
And he gets on his dragon.
Yep, everything going wrong. That is, you know, whatever that's possible to go wrong, Murphy's Law, it is going wrong for Deep Cross Gaming.
Mid की टावर भी गई, farm lane की एक और टावर भी गई.
Leaving just Sin alone, and Sin as a roam, they don't really care about him.
Yeah, they don't care whatsoever on this one. I mean, it's all about the other cores. They've stopped Godwoo, Sun, Clean, all of the big cores, Ethan, if you will. It didn't seem like they had any answers, but DJ can break it down.
This is where we mentioned about the position of Sir, right? So important. Look, Sin has the dive especially deep. He can't use his ultimate to save anyone else, allowing Kui to jump into the backline. 2v1, it doesn't matter whether he gives his stuff. His KDA is intact. He still has the EXP
और फिर सीधा ड्रैगन बन के उड़ के
Yeah,
चला
and
गया.
also the way that they were taking that fight, they were scattered throughout. There were too many ledges where they couldn't get on top of one another. Like Godwoo was fighting them 1 versus 3 in the backside, and he's very squishy. He got focused and he got destroyed immediately.
But GK, this is you're supposed to make it messy. You're supposed to have them in this array, and this gameplay so far, this is what GK needs to be doing, because you know there was a scare in this first series of the game. Aurora wasn't supposed to give one game to influence Rage, and GK taking the MKL pride over and saying Deep Cross Gaming, welcome to KWC, but it's not going to work out how you think you are going to like it.
Yeah, probably not at this stage, but DCG not out of this. I mean, if they can weather the storm, yes, the early game looks really bad for them, but if they survive to the mid to late, they got a chance, because again, Ja is literally just like a range creep at that stage.
Yes, and Sun will be able to take towers for free, right? At this point, I mean, the clock is ticking. 8 minutes in, they are already losing T2s. All T2s are gone. This is the final line of defense with the tier 3s for the side of Deep Cross.
I feel like we shouldn't have highlighted Sun, because it looks like DK were like, oh, okay, that's the main target. We need to go in, because now if you're looking at the level differential, Gem is 12, Sun is level 10. They've been focused, firing him, taking away all of his
underdog.
And you know what?
सारी टीम्स ने मना कर दिया, ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया. सामने वाली टीम ने बोला चलो भाई फिर इसी को टारगेट करो.
Of course, in advantage to Gem in the farm lane, and along with a gold advantage means you have more items, you have more burst, and Sun's life is no longer something that he can protect that easily anymore.
We were talking about how he's got that range advantage, but yeah, to your point, he's still not going to do a whole lot, because he's not able to kind of get that net worth going, if you will. Shisano is on the backside. Here come the reinforcements, instantly looking to go in. They find the control, and just like that, this is going to be taken down. Jin is running for the fastest. Does he go aggressive? It looks like he's going to be backing up as they find Clean on the flanks. Musan King wants him. Their own charge pushing him back. Under the tower, the power gradation slowing him down, but Jay getting a little bit low. Sun gets at least that pickup, but at what cost? Musan King, they're along looking for the flanks.
And this is just a last gasp defense at this point. Sun does
Peri fried
for himself, but it's on this once again, it's a roam, right? Every single series, especially for MKL teams, you'll notice that they don't mind having a sacrificial lamb. That lamb normally is a roamer, and everyone else still stays alive,
by an
amazing
Northeast bhaiya.
Shishan and Gem, nobody is taken fall yet.
Oh gosh, Sun, he's going to be joined by Godwoo. If they're able to do enough, they're not. He's just too mobile. Sun with that arrow storm just zoning them away. They back off, and it looks like they're not able to get any sort of kill.
He did cut that level lead by half, right? So it's just one level that separates Gem and Sun. Right now, as we hit the 10-minute mark, this is going to be a very important one. DCG needs to get something. DK gets nothing.
It'll probably start with that mid T1 if there are any sort of comeback into this game.
Currently 6k का goal difference.
But I mean, the do a lot of catching up. Taken out here by it looks like DK as DCG are completely not in position.
They can't. I think it's a huge risk to try anything in terms of aggression on the side of DCG. And for the most part, God Wu as well, he's not doing as well as he should be, right? Level 13 against a level 14 Musan King. So far, it looks like the King has everything in order.
Yeah, he's looking to be more of like the lesser God Wu at this point, but now Musan King going to the back, finding it, but it looks like the Hurricane Wall pushback is getting a little bit low. Musan King chases it, takes him down, and now with his Mirage, they're going to continue with this one. Musan King taking the bottom T3 as they come out of the Mirage, the flash away. Ethan is going to be fine, but it looks like the charge on forward. Guyu not playing scared. It looks like Clean is so low, but they find Gen. They get the little bit of a pick off here, but it looks like GK Esports are going to limp away.
The defense works, but it comes at a huge price. T3, hang on, this could be
lag
gaya. Okay, I mean, it's just a roam, so we'll have to take a fall.
7-10 हो गया, catch up हो रहा है, goal difference अभी भी उतना ही है.
Will not revive. There is no construction worker to help you with the rebuild here.
Yeah, nothing at all. Gabu getting punching out.
अभी तो आप पहाड़ों में हो जी, बहुत दूर.
The assault was great. They took the bottom T3. They probably stuck around a little bit long because it looks like Gabu was able to do a decent amount of work finding Gem there.
But this is what I'm talking about, right? Like this Clean versus Shishan and Gem combination. Whoever shows first actually gets a big L on their head, and right now DCG, they want to
get down by Godwu, just barely stealing it, and now Musan King on the approach, trying to get some sort of play, but it looks like with these Vanguards, a little bit more breathing space for DCG here.
Okay, so they show some life.
Yes.
But let's take a look at the facts right now. It is a 4,000 gold difference between the two teams. Level advantage will slowly become nothing much to consider because everyone is hitting max level soon, level 15s.
Yeah.
Now at this stage of the game, it really comes down to positioning, communication, and vision. Right? So far, this map is
बड़ा पास में है ना आसाम तो.
For the side of DCG, so if they were to win a team fight, it has to be a miracle play of some sort.
Yeah, definitely a miracle play. But I want to go back to your earlier point. Since when did you start caring about facts?
Since just now. Because you know what? Opinions matter, but sometimes you cannot ignore a fact. And the fact is, GK now are in a pretty good position.
A very good spot. But I mean, DCG is still finding ways. They're like hanging around. I mean, the longer this one goes, it definitely favors DCG. I think they still have a chance as long as they don't lose these final 2 T3s.
Okay, अब एक तरीके से push जा सकती है.
DCG, yes, you're behind, but Shin, he shouldn't give that ultimate so early.
Agree. All clean. Nice little Razor Cavalry. They actually find it. Musan King gets blown up, and that might be the start of the play. As they've got a man advantage, they're going to continue on the Hurricane Wall. The Infinite Fastest, it looks like GK's on the run. Godwu might be thinking about it, but it looks like they're going to give up. They're going to push the lanes. They have the Shadow Vanguard on the bottom.
How does the Kingdom fall? When the King falls first. Right now, Musan King has taken that first trip. And with DCG, game plan is very simple. We don't need to get the kills. We just need to push them back. Get the T2s, and then we start to explore. Can we take the T3s? And once the T3s are open at the bottom, it's fair game. Everything is back to square one.
Yeah, and DCG, this is what we saw in the play-ins. They're a very resilient team. They are never sent down. We fight until the crystal is down. And they're coming back as they're looking to seize the bottom T3 here.
Oh my goodness. Godwu was kind of shaking me there at this
the
point.
Mirage. It's going to be used right onto Guyu. Maybe not the greatest of targets, but here come the reinforcements are on the way. Ethan is a little bit low. Looking to trade with Guyu as they come back into reality, if you will. And now Ethan
को पकड़ने की फुल कोशिश पर रोक दिया जाएगा, उसको नहीं जाने देंगे, यानी इसी के साथ वहां पर सन वो किल को लेते हुए बचा लिया अपने टीममेट को, एक को भी नहीं मरने दिया. इसी के साथ ये लोग यहाँ पर अब टेम्पेस्ट उठाते हुए नजर आएंगे. यस, टेम्पेस्ट ड्रैगन हैज बीन टेकन. ओवरलॉर्ड अब उनको 1 मिनट का टाइम है.
DCG, I mean the nerves are starting to show. GK looking a little shaky at this point.
It's about closing out games. The difference between a good team, a great team, and an amazing team is the ability to close the games out. DCG right now finding ways to get back in. Sun now is also being very respectable in the damage in terms of this net worth as well.
He's close to 12. He's close to the 6 item full build, right? We haven't stepped into the world of the Sage's Sanctuary yet, where we play with the double lives. But at this point, you need to kind of be like a prophet already. You have to be able to tell the future.
महारानी विक्टोरिया और
if DCG can figure the puzzle out of GK, this could be a great fight.
It could be, but it looks like Musan King on the escape escape there, he's not going to want to fight this. They've already gotten what they wanted with that Azure Golem, but they've backed up. Look at how DCG, I mean, they're playing from behind in terms of the net worth, but they're putting the full court press on.
Both teams actually playing really smart, right? GK, this is a game of footsies. I want to be close to the tower, so if you do over-aggress, I have a turret helping me, especially at T3, there is a lot of true damage coming in. But this one, the Shadow Overlord needs to be stopped.
Yeah, it needs to be stopped. Zen is going to actually get a little bit of the eyes and ears on this one. It's already at half-life, looking to go down. The
jungler samne, but oh, Son!
The seal! Son, what a comeback in this game. He's just completely bounced back.
I mean,
क्या steal था ये? कैसे
था? Nothing can go wrong. And Sun, I mean, we talked about this guy. We did pick the right guy to talk about. This guy is redeeming not just himself, he's redeeming the entirety of Deep Cross Gaming as well. This push might not and should not be the final one, but we might see a crack in the defense on the base. GK T3 at the bottom. This is looking a bit tasty.
You're looking tasty indeed. I mean, Sun is actually hitting that mark. And why? He's time after time. A team after team, he's been able to come back because he's got the mental psyche to be like, hey,
gold difference is almost the same.
I'm not out of this. I'm going out.
Level difference तो है ही नहीं अभी चलो सबके level 15 हो चुके हैं.
Soaring Green Dragon to flash away. He's not able to get any more. The control used it.
Oh, पकड़ लिया.
गया. Now Musa King's going to take him down. They might have gone a little bit too far playing with fire, if you will, but they're going to continue forward.
ये भी गया. अच्छा, he had the Sage Sanctuary.
On the back, they've got the power grenades and they send him into the barrage, if you will. But Godwoo is already down. GK are low, and now Shisan, he's going to use Golden on this one. Sun looking to do some damage. He too
इसके पास भी Sanctuary था.
And now Zin
ये भी
trying to
गया.
keep him up, but Sun has been taken down. GK
आया भी गई.
dismantled DCG.
They found the problem and they solved it instantaneously. Now DCG,
जिन पीछे चली गई सही टाइम पे. अभी इनके पास एक अच्छा खासा चांस है गेम खत्म करने का. ये लोग यहाँ से पूरा गेम खत्म कर सकते हैं अगर इन्होंने नहीं टाइम में यहाँ पर डिफेंस नहीं किया तो. चलो आ रही है शार्लेट, सॉरी गुआन यू आ रहा है 5 सेकंड में.
The T3 in the middle will start to fall. The cracks will show, and GK, they smell the finish. Everyone is being aggressive.
They're going to use the control on top of him, but now Clean is showing up. Can they do enough? They're going to burst him down as well, and it looks like DK
Nice finish.
will take game number 1.
Nice finish.
Fashion. Yes, a little kind of shakes here and
कोड दिखा रहे थे ये लोग,
there.
इन्होंने बंद कर दिया यार.
LWW
कुछ तो दिखा रहे
You're
थे.
still a Sun. Boy, you have some lessons to learn.
Wow. Lessons learned on that one. I think on both ends. It could have gone either way. I mean, DCG, they're going to burst him down as well, and it looks like DK.
मेरा code for EWC is to the top. LVW 331. इससे क्या होता है LVW 331 से? हैं? किसी को आइडिया है? LVW 331.
Nobody has CC, nobody has damage anymore.
Yeah. And that's kind of why they found that moments, right? When they were able to take that team fight. And again, it seemed like, you know, DCG were like, you're so ambitious. They were like, oh, we're winning. And then all of a sudden, we're like, actually, we're kind of losing this one because we're not on the same page. It didn't seem like the target
slavery नहीं चलती मैडम आज के ज़माने में.
I'm going to throw this to you after this, but you were shaking your head.
Don't mind me, don't mind me. I can just stand over here. I'm gonna chill.
You were shaking your head, and I saw it because I was shaking my head as well. When Clean got caught, why? Why were you there? I mean, you showing first.
Yeah, exactly.
If the team had backed you up, Sin was nowhere near to stop the CC and the suppression. If they were close enough, this would have been a completely different result.
They were riding the wave, right? And that is the issue. Like, you're riding the wave, you already have like 90 seconds where you have already like taken the dragon. You are already winning the fights. You're pushing on the high ground. Maybe that was the right moment just to push back. But well, Clean goes in, he tries to go for the flank, and everything just disappears.
The 16-minute mark, look at that dip. That was the moment they were looking for. And I mean, you can't blame them. It looked good. They had the Shadow Overlord flying down on the bot lane. That open wound at the farm lane on the side of GK Esports' base would have been the winning moment.
They had that opportunity. Things were looking in their favor. And while I understand the fact that you think you're good, let's end this game, but you got to go slow and steady. You had those Vanguards. You could have taken your time on this.
Yeah, you can get to play with range, right? Like Sun, he dealt 32% of the team's damage. That was 88,000. And this is even after the horrendous start they had, right? Gui, this guy, super good. He was a menace in the early parts of the game. And you would figure that during this middle part, 11 minutes in, where Clean was consistently caught because he showed first, that he would not show first again.
Yeah, this is the beginning where things were looking very good for DCG. This team fight, I believe, is towards the end, but they find Guyu and like they disengage. These are the initial pickoffs. You're chipping into that lead as much as possible, and then that's what the tipping point to get you over.
Yep, and in most cases, we'll be looking at a Sage's Sanctuary plays closer towards the Tempest. And now that they're buying it at this point, you know both teams are looking, no, this is the final battle, this is the final moment.
But why would you pick that moment when Clean died so early? You had to have disengaged. You cannot take fights when you're down a member. It's just simple math at the end of the day.
I mean, you've already committed, right? Sometimes, if you have to use the hammer to try your best to just drive it all the way in. And that was the most costly decision, at least in this game number 1. It's not over yet. We still have another game for DCG to recover from.
Come on, you gotta remember that GK Esports is the second place in the MKL, right? Like, so they're top of the top. Like, they came in here, they were already seated over there as head of...
Oh, you think you're good? Let's end this not on the same page. It didn't seem
on the side of GK, then everyone is being aggressive. They're gonna use the control on fashion,
but now Clean is showing up. Can they do enough? They're gonna burst him down as well, and it looks like
LVW331 दिखते हैं. Not a valid code. जाएगा कहाँ ये कोड? हैं? Bixu? Where is this going? कैसे पता होगा बताओ. आप यार ने बताया ही नहीं. बताओ फिर मैं कैसे, थोड़ा तो रहेगा ना कंफ्यूजन. अभी क्या प्लान है विक्सित आज का? मोमो खाने कब निकल? मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ उसी टाइम की स्ट्रीम में. ये क्या कर रहे हैं? क्या था? ये क्या था? ये क्या था? What the fuck was this?
Deep Cross Gaming qualified into the group stage through the play-ins, and right now they're fighting their way head-to-head against the MKL second place. Ken, what is going on in here? Like, what do you think is the key that has been leveling this matchup right now?
I think it really comes from, number one, the confidence and the way they execute their draft, right? Understanding what is available for you to pick and choose from in terms of options during the fight. But I'm very curious about the mental state of Sun right now. Because we take a look at this. If you're being in a competitive state and you lost a game that you were so close to losing, what kind of person are you? Do you go, I was so close, that fires me up even more? Or do you get a crush of confidence, like your confidence gets crushed and you feel like, I should have done well there, and then you kind of falter from there? This is a recovery time.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that, but coming from the fact that I'm going to roleplay Sun here, not your actual son. But I do want to say that this is a thing where we've seen time and time again, even in the game itself, things were looking bad, but he was able to bounce back. He completely shook that one off, and he was just like, yeah, hey, I still got you guys. We're going to have a good chance here.
I think that Holler just touched on the evidence out there, right? Like, Sun started horribly that game, right? Like, on the floor marksman, it starts really, really bad, and then after that, he turned the game around. So that resilience is already there.
Right. Let us remind you what happened. He got a 3v1 in the farming, died once. said, okay, you know what? This lane doesn't look too good for me. Let me go to the Clash lane. Got 1v1 and taken down immediately after the revive.
आप कब जा रहे हो खाने? मैं तभी stream बंद करके निकल जाऊँगा.
I would have been like, I don't think I should play this game.
Yeah, GG go next, right? Like, let's just get on out of this one. Let's just move on. But again, I think that also the rest of the team were like, hey, let's calm down. Like Godwoo was still like farming very efficiently across this map, right? They were actually finding ways to just claw their way back in the game. And once they got to the high ground, that was a little bit of a hurdle, right? GK Esports, I don't know how if they were able to fully overcome if DCG were to just stay in their base, if you will.
Exactly. Keep the composure, right? And keep the structure, the rotation, the positions of the teammates. And this is where we talk about, look, HOK is a team game. We need to take a look at the other players as well. I felt like Ethan kind of lost his footing at the end, right? He was responsible for a lot of saves. Guyi with the dive on the Charlotte, that was looking super dangerous. He got a knockup on 3 different members at one point in the fight, and that caused a lot of disaster because it was the last fight that happened. But Ethan, throughout the game, he was responsible for putting him in an alternate dimension. And I'm wondering, Ethan, what other things can you show us in game number 2?
Yeah, well, they need to step up. And I think that it's about that coordination, that last call, again, I hate to keep stressing on this, but if Queen dies, you got to back on out. There's no reason to continue to fighting 4 versus 5. The amount of risk that you're taking is just way too high, and you're going to lose a game just like we saw here.
Yeah, and I think the second thing to really notice in teamfight patterns is
see you tomorrow.
When teams start buying Sage's Sanctuary, you know they want to double down.
So see you tomorrow.
You're burning so many resources. Get out. Let's not take this risk unless you're 100%. In fact, at this point, I wouldn't say 100. Make sure you're 300% sure you're gonna win the team fight, and then you go back in.
I mean, let's be very honest. 300% probably not going to happen. Nothing is 100% even in this game, right? But I do think that you need to take, again, calculated risks. It's a simple thing. If you have 5 members, I have 5 members, we Gucci, right? We can fight, especially if we feel strong. But if we're down a member, you're talking that's clearly less than 100% in terms of these odds. Not good.
I mean, it also depends on the comms, right? When let's say Shock says go, 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 that is 300% because he says it 3 times.
Sida pay your Audion tag.
I am pretty sure that's not how it works, okay?
I mean, in my ranked games, it works. Okay, but yeah, that's a ranked game, right? This is what we're talking about. But jokes aside, we'll take a look at what this is looking like. GK Esports, they're going to remove half of the combination that they showed, which is the loom not going to be available for the pick. Second down as well. This is going to open up so many doors. Florentino is open. Is open. And Chicha is open as well. This one, a great one. Win your first pick. Let's go with the flex. You don't know where we're going to put this Chicha in.
Yeah, this is very confusing. It's hard to play around because, and also, they might be thinking it's in a specific lane, but then they're like, okay, we can just change it based on what you choose, right? And they're going to go with the Lorian here, as well as the Lapu Lapu, who has been very successful. Number 2 most picked in the KWC thus far.
Okay.
हमने कट्टा दिखा दिया ना सारे चाकू टूट जाएंगे
because we have seen the Lorian combination being used in conjunction with the Zhangfei. Zhangfei is not banned, and I feel like the Zhangfei provides
चाकू जब तक ऐसे सामने आके नहीं दिखाती ना तब तक मेरे को ना डर लगेगा.
For the Lapu Lapu pick, yes, Raging Sea is great. You get the continual damage as well. But you know, the setup is so obvious.
Yeah.
सोचो कितनी गर्मी लगती होगी उनको थोड़ा गला वाला सूखता होगा ना.
GK Esports are going to pick up the Annette, and they were like, Guan Yu, we're like, okay, we're going to show you how it's done.
Okay, the Annette gameplay is really about number 1 positioning, and secondly about the time.
Suraj,
right? Who is this Annette trying to go on? Here at this point, I feel like the Annette is used as a deterrent, a shield for me, ultimate to keep everyone out. In the other side, in game number 1, DCG were trying to use it as a disruption towards the Princess Frostia combination. So the way that this Annette we're going to be seeing in this game number 2 is going to be played in a completely different fashion.
Angela band, Haya band, Maishirani band,
adding to
Erin band, Arlie band,
options that the Guan Yu also is looking to bring.
Aoyin band, इन्होंने 3 mage band किए, उन्होंने 3 marksman band किए.
On set, right? Like they're pretty much good to go as they go into the second phase here. If we're looking to the other side, it looks like Deep Gaming are like, hey, let's pick the Charlotte ourselves. Let clean
Guan Yu, Annette, Chicha.
Okay, and now I want to focus on the last 2 bans coming in from GK Esports. I feel like respect has been given, right? even if you don't win this game, I feel like the redemption has already been half made. They're paying a lot of respect. 2 bans on the farm lane. They don't want Sun to have a good game because they gave him a horrible start in game number 1. Yeah. He recovered, only lost because there was a slight mistake made in the last fight.
Yeah, and actually, it looks like he's going to go to his tried and true.
Alessio!
He's like the Alessio spammer, like the only one that plays it at the EWC, but he's very comfortable on this hero here.
On paper, you would not pick this guy, right? Like, why would you pick Alessio? Yes, late game damage. In the laning phase, if you're all grouped up together, he's a menace to deal with. But in the early parts of the game, if you get ganked 3v1 and they have quite a bit of CC and control here, it's not going to look good. The Nuwa locking you in with the Matrix, it's not going to be fun.
It will not be fun, but again, trust in Sun. I think that's the biggest thing. The MO of DCG, they feel like it's comfortable. They think that the Chicho was going to be the farm laner. They are in fact correct. So they're rewarded with this. You have a little bit of a range advantage if you want to group up and team fight, which is looking like what DK were looking to do, especially early.
I feel like, you know what, someone on the side of DCG should just go up to Sun and say, Sun, you're a man now. And then, you know, the self-growth, okay, that is not happening in real life, but who knows, who knows?
DK.
All right, look, I think he would be a little offended. He's just like, I think that's just his actual name and not like he's not going to be calling anybody daddy any day of the week.
Well, right now he has a potential to really lay the law down, if I may, on the side of GK Esports. But this one is for GK Esports to lose, right? Everything is in their corner right now. They have the advantage. They have the momentum. They have great picks as well.
Going into this, I mean, the Musashi looking for that augury, right? Another win condition. The Chicha might have a problem. The range is, you know, he's going to be up front so that, you know, the Duel of Death could be targeting them. If they want to group up, you have the Alessio, so you have options from this DCG lineup.
Okay, it's a very specific situation here, but I'm kind of worried because if you do use the Duel to the Death from the Musashi on any singular member on the side of GK, they might actually just pull back into their 5-man. And all Gui has to do on the ground is push everyone else away. And suddenly you're caught in a 1v5.
Yeah. Again, it comes back to the execution at the end of the day, right? I think that if we're looking at this one, but Kin, who are you giving the edge to? Just look at a draft. Don't look at the players.
I still like the GK drop at this point.
Okay.
Now,
because already यहाँ पर जिस तरीके की लाइफस्टाइल कर रहा है उसको तो कितना डैमेज देना फायदा नहीं। मेन चीज़ यहाँ पर शीशान को पकड़ते हुए यहाँ पर अच्छा सा यहाँ पर डैमेज दिया गया but not in time.
At this point, Ethan looking to go for that steal, but GK, this is what they like to do early. Again, just, you know, prioritize for Musan King with that gold sharing.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like GK might be just a little bit too fast in mobility against the side of DCG. Right? But when he wants to land the Raging Sea, that takes a bit of wind-up time. For Ethan as well, yes, I believe he should be able to get a couple of catches, but ideally what you want on the side of Ethan is I want to get a 5-man out. I want to get a 5-man lift. And the way that GK's composition has, they get to run around, ring around the rosies, right? They don't really have to stick around in one small tight circle. They can enter into the same spot from 5 different angles.
Look, every time I play and I have a big ult like a Zhang Fei, I'm always looking for a 5-man, okay? They don't always happen. They're not easy to pull off, but it looks like Clean all the way in the top lane all by himself. GK, we're looking to rotate. They were looking to gank, but in fact, couldn't find anything.
I mean, this is the difficulty of the pro stage, right? Yeah. We have these nice combinations and you want to execute them to a certain extent, but you're not going to be allowed to. And all the small things in this game matter as well. GK now taking the ball camp away from the side of DCG. This first engagement might be important, but GK, they don't want to overextend.
Don't want to overextend. You cannot overextend at this point. It's way too early. No, nothing has really happened. Just win the little battles right now. You're up about 600 gold at this point. That's a great spot. Plus, you were threatening. You forced DCG back.
Yep, the long range of the side of GK is really important at this point. And
bouncing around here, Guyu looking for that flank. It doesn't look like Clean is going to get back, but he dodges the Annihilation.
Okay.
Shisan was trying to go for that one, but in fact, he will give up first blood. Okay, here comes Ethan, finding Guyu, looking for the revenge. The orbs are real. Ethan, just like that, gets revenge.
Okay, but did he get the space right? That's the more important one, right? Because now you get the extra gold, you get the Primal Portal activated as well. He will be the one using, but I believe it was Shizhan who got it.
Yeah, I think he did get it in the end. And I think that, I mean, you're going to be happy with that, especially since you got first blood, plus you get the space sprite. You'll be more than happy with that. Unfortunately for Guyu, who did pass away on that one.
Okay, so right now you have this 1,500 goal lead. I think it's time to fight.
Yeah, definitely time to fight. You want to just
ये
find something, right? And look at GK. They think that they're strong and they're looking to invade.
I don't know. You mentioned it.
Right under the nose with DCG.
मुझे तो पता भी नहीं आप किस चीज़ के बारे में बात कर रहे
This is a right decision. A great decision, by the way. There is a one-level advantage, or at least EXP advantage on the side of Musang King. He was already 7 before God would hit 7, and right now.
फार्म लीड तो है भाई, एक आइटम का लीड है यहाँ पर पूरी टीम के पास. सटनली इक्वली डिवाइडेड है ऑलमोस्ट गोल्ड यहाँ पर किसी एक के पास बहुत ज़्यादा एक्स्ट्रा नहीं है.
I mean, Clean was coming from the jungle, and I'm sure he's just like, oh my god, this is tough. The flash away by Shisan, and the clash life, right? When you're fighting 1 versus 2 at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think they already saw God Wu from the Fog of War, so that was not going to be successful. Now, the biggest problem here is, how does this early game laning phase go for Sun, right? Sun game number 1, that was a horrendous experience. Not a position I want to be in.
अभी तक तो एलएसयू का वहाँ पे कुछ दिखाया नहीं है खास, बट डेफिनेटली वहाँ पर टेम्पेस्ट ड्रैगन की तरफ जा रहे हैं ये लोग. ट्राई करेंगे उसको मारने का. सन भी वहाँ पर मौजूद है, डैमेज देता हुआ नजर आ रहा है. ऑगरन सामने आ रहा है, सन को पीछे जाना पड़ेगा. इफ इट डजंट गो बैक, यहाँ पर ऑगरन सामने घुस के उसको मारते हुए नजर आ सकता है. वी आर जस्ट वेटिंग. नुआ यहाँ पर अपनी स्किल में किसी को पकड़ने की कोशिश जस्ट यहाँ पर करते हुए. ऑगरन अचानक से निकलेगा, सबको पकड़ेगा यहाँ पर. एक अच्छी तरीके से पूरी टीम को पकड़ कर जहां पर मारने की कोशिश करी जाएगी. पीछे भागते हुए नजर आएंगे हमको वहां पर ईथन. एलएसयू वहां पर भाग चुके हैं. ईथन को वहां पर फिनिश कर दिया गया है. गॉड हू भी यहां पर फिनिश्ड है. अब यहां पर लापू फिनिश होते नजर आएगा. कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी शार्लेट उसको बचाने के लिए. इसी के साथ यहां पर 4 प्लेयर्स को देखते ही देखते वाइप कर जाएगा. आप ये खाओ, आप मोमो बेचते
right on. I mean, they have nothing to do. They can't fight. Clean is looking for a little bit of a revenge. The emergence. Shisan actually shows up on this one, finding out just Clean where he's at. But
बस चैट में पसंद है मेरे को. वैसे मुझे मेरी लस्सी एकदम स्वीट तो होनी नहीं चाहिए किसी भी हालत में. अगर स्वीट हुई मेरे को उल्टी आ जाए. ब्लैक सॉल्ट यूज हो सकता है, सॉल्ट यूज हो सकता है, पेपर यूज हो सकता है. इन तीनों के अलावा हल्का सा जीरा, भुना हुआ जीरा डाला जा सकता है. और अगर इन चारों को भी नहीं डालोगे तो चलेगा मेरे को.
This is why the 4-minute Tyrant is so important, because both teams will wrestle over it, and it means both teams will be there. So the moment you get the Tyrant buff, that's a guaranteed fight that's bound to happen, and you get access into the members whether they like it or not.
Yeah, and going into game 2, this is a much more difficult hurdle to climb back into, if you will, like DCG. Trying to find it in. I mean, it's already like about 4.5. Nice little 4-man stun on this one, but there's no follow-up.
चार्जेस भी लगाना पड़ेगा जैसे मेरे को दिख रहा है.
He has to dash back onto the tower. It's a very small play, but with the teleportation, using it on the minion to extend the life and backdrop protection to be off on the T2. That's quite a bit of damage. And GK, look, they're maximizing the value of every single possible scenario.
Oh, Zin, he knew he was coming. Guyu on the flank. Zin has to use the Raging Sea, but he's running the wrong way. He will be taken down. Musang King getting that one.
Once again, small things matter. Jump Houston in the wrong direction. He couldn't get the Raging Sea in the 3-man knockup.
नहीं अभी ये वाला तो नहीं मर रहा, ये वाला तो मार रहा है.
Especially when Ethan gets the combo, even without his ultimate available.
Yeah, but I mean, the way that he was going, the reinforcements just way too far. GK Esports, the way that they're isolating, getting those pickoffs, very smart with their rotations.
Yo, they can't even get a T1. That's how far ahead they are. It's 7? No, it's 4,000 gold going into the side of GK Esports. Same story as game number 1, but this time,
लास्ट गेम जैसे ही उनका पूरा एग्जैक्ट जा रहा है अभी तक भी. बट क्या है अब डीसीजी रिकवर कर पाएगी.
And here come the reinforcements, if you will. Jam looking for revenge, says how dare
पकड़ने की कोशिश जरूर यहाँ पर सामने से नुआ भी आते हुए हैं. यहाँ पर डेफिनेटली उसको पकड़ा जाएगा. ये नुआ बोल रहा हूँ, सॉरी ऑगरन था.
Lose on this one. Emergence finding Ethan. And he actually gets hiding under that tower.
Hey, वो ज़ीद कौन सी कैरेक्टर है जो नई वाली कैरेक्टर है, इसका नाम क्या है?
God Wu, he's meant to be this huge monster that you can't deal with. But a 1v1, and here we go, Musang King. He's confident.
Yeah, very confident.
ले भाई ऑगरन को कोई डर नहीं किसी चीज का, 4 बंदों के बीच में घुस के फाइट लेने की यहाँ पर फुल कोशिश करते हुए, एंड गुआन यू भी वहां पर आएगा, बाइक से ठोका गया है, इमीडिएटली उसको फर्स्ट किल मारा जाएगा, ही विल बी अनाइलेटेड। टावर का पूरा डैमेज उसने यहाँ पर खाया, बट बाकी के 2 बंदे चलो बच गए, बट 2 बंदे निपट गए। इवेंचुअली जब पूरा एकदम गेमिंग सेटअप रोक होगा ना, वहां एक कैमरा
jungle is practically in their hands, and we'll take a look at how this move. Look, Gui, I love this movement, making sure that he pushes them in so that the annihilation lands on its target, even though it was already perfectly aimed.
It was absolutely perfect. But Yurika, let's kind of address. Oh my gosh, Godwoo getting killed on the bottom with Shisan and Jen. This is a problem, right? We were talking about Godwoo. Hey, he needs to be that raid monster. He needs to be really big in terms of the net worth, but he's too busy fighting and he doesn't have any of those items yet.
आप कब खेलते हुए करने वाले हो वापस स्ट्रीम?
At this point, GK, they're so strong, they will invite you for a fight every single time. And you can't do anything as God. You have to fight.
Go you with the Razor Cavalry.
ओए पकड़ लिया यहाँ पर फुल टावर के अंदर घुसते हुए यहाँ पर ऑगरन को किसी चीज का डर नहीं, इसी के साथ यहाँ पर फर्स्ट किल, सेकंड किल भी यहाँ पर मिलने ही वाली है अगर वो सही टाइम में पकड़ पाया, बट नहीं। गुआन यू ऐसे बाइक पे आता है जो एकदम करे मार तक खत्म कर रहा है, जैसे कि सर पे मार के नीचे जमीन में पटक दिया वो मूव का ऐसे मार।
And building upon it some more, Musang King takes another camp from the side of Deep Cross Gaming, and this one, it hurts.
Definitely hurts on this. Kuyu, even in the bottom lane they go. They're just the threatening from all angles. They can't even get close to defending. Look at where Godwoo is. He's on the other side of the map just trying to find any little bits of farm.
And that's the only space he gets to have. 9,000 gold lead at 9 minutes. This is the GK remember. This is the GK that showed up in the
match.
This is the GK that might make it to the next stage.
Oh, Godwoo uses the dual death. He has to dance, if you will. He's taking most of it, and it looks like
oh, nice damage. Finally, Chicha will be taking down Musashi. Musashi ने वहाँ पर फुल कोशिश जरूर करी, बट ज़्यादा कुछ उसका फायदा नहीं हुआ। इस तरफ यहाँ पर एलएसओ का फार्म होते हुए सन जैसे ही यहाँ पर अच्छे खासा उसका फार्म लेवल अप हो जाएगा, इधर वेरी डेडली, एंड उसी तरफ यहाँ पर उनका जंगल कंप्लीटली एग्जॉस्ट करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं हमको ऑगरन और नई वाली कैरेक्टर जो है चश्मे वाली विज़र्ड,
barely hanging on, if you will, by
Shadow Overlord.
But this Overlord is going to be starting to get GK. When you control the map, you're going to take everything from them.
Maximum efficiency, and the king stands tall. The questions that we asked at the start of the day, how does GK do? How does Musang King do? How does Guyu do?
क्या कुछ भी बताओ, तुम देखो जब वो ऐसा आएगा ना बाइक से, जिसको भी पहला शॉट मारेगा उसकी एचपी नहीं रहेगी, तुम देखना, तुम ध्यान से देखना। अभी नीचे जा रहा है वो मुशाशी से फाइट करने, देखो बॉटम लेन में अगर हम मिनी मैप को देखें तो वो मुशाशी के साथ फाइट करने जा रहा था शायद, मुशाशी अकेले ले रहा है।
Complete different reality at this point. DCG, they're staring death at the face. The loss is coming through. And right now, Godwoo, he can't even be back in the base to make a 5-man defense as well.
Yeah, Godwoo, he's trying to get farm. They can't defend the bottom T3. Ethan is all by himself. Musang King literally just running it down. But spaced away, if you will.
All किया है उन्होंने, पर जब तक वो आएगा तब तक it's gonna be too late.
And now with that rage, you see how much damage can they do? Sun gets picked off. GK just running over all of them.
Yeah, defense becomes aggression, and it's going to be the end. They will take the win. And GK show what's up with MKL. 2-0 clean series.
Very clean. Unfortunately, the player named Clean is on the losing end of this one. As they drop 0-2. They will be in the lower bracket now. But again, it was just too much DK Esports in the end. Very strong play.
It's, building blocks. Every single thing matters. The small camps, the first blood, the movements, the position. And at the start, this Annette pick, we were kind of like, okay, it's going to be a different place. Different fashion,
चश्मे वाली विज़र्ड का.
defensive in nature. But what happens when you put the shield against the face of your opponent? That's an aggressive move. It's no longer a defensive one.
Yeah, not defensive, no real way. And I think EA Sports are going to be happy with that performance. They're going to be moving on, at least in the upper bracket part of their group here. But now, we have
stream बंद करते हैं, मोमो खाते हैं, मोमो, उसके बाद फिर माइनक्राफ्ट भी खेलना है।
With a lot of hype. Number 2
HOK भी
team in
खेलना है।
MKL, how would they
माइनक्राफ्ट खेलने का मन ज़्यादा है मेरा।
They showed up.
This game number 2 just showed us exactly the level, right? Like they did not like their performance in game 1. Came into game 2 really very aggressive.
Yep. I think it's important to recognize what you don't like, right? And after you recognize what you don't like, what are the changes you're going to make? And GK, I love that you said that, because GK was like, I don't like game 1. I'm going to show them how powerful MKO is. Second place, no, this is how a first place team plays.
Of course, you got to remember that in the boot camp, they were the ones with the best performance, right? We're talking about the boot camp where the best teams were invited to talk to the best coaches, right? So they took that learning, that understanding, and immediately they started transforming it to wins.
Yeah, turning it into wins, that's a good way. I mean, it was just completely on another level. And the fact that they were like, hey, this is our play style, come at us. Right? You know where we are, we're an MKL, let's go.
So this truly is the gauntlet of truth. And the truth is, Sun, he is still in this redemption arc. There is still a long journey to go. Lower brackets it is, but I think Sun did impress today, right? The recovery, he's resilient. This is a time to show the other teams that they might be missing out.
That's why it's called an arc, right? It's not just a straight line. It's gonna go have ups and downs, and I hope that by the end of this redemption arc, he's going to find the place where he wants to be.
I'm hoping so. I mean, but this game was not his or the team's finest, right? I mean, when you're 0-3-0, it's just like GK Esports, the way that they're able to kind of take over the early game, force you to play their game, which is a losing one, a very defensive game, and this is kind of what happens, especially, I mean, 5-0 and 3 by Musan King, really just, you know, next level, I would say.
And to add on, this is, yes, number 1 goal chart, but this is also a pressure chart if you take a look at it. But the blood levels are rising on the side of Deep Gaming. And with this goal growth, it was so dominant that
world reset
about Sun's redemption arc. No, this has become a deep cross gaming redemption arc. They are going to come back with a vengeance. Because if you take a look at the stats, yes, the numbers look good. 40% of damage on Ethan. You want the Lorion to come in with the damage from afar. But what happens when the rest of the team gets taken out? You don't survive. You don't get to play the waves as well. There was no space on the map for God Wu.
No space at all. And it also seemed like God Wu was overplaying his hand at times. He was not ready, fit for fighting at all, right? But he was continuing to kind of push it, and I think that this is something that they need to go back to the drawing board and be like, hey, where should we be at? How do we get there? How do we just like shore up some of these weaknesses that we have?
Yes, how do we get the squatters out of our house? Right. So the whole jungle on the side of DCG was not there at all for the entire game. 0% team fight from God Wu. He was trying to farm everywhere from the map. He was looking at drains for coins.
I mean, going back into the highlights and seeing exactly how this one worked out. Look at how, you see God Wu forcing it, and then Guyu, he's fighting 1 versus 3. He's just like literally just herding the sheep into the rest of GK, and GK are just like hounds. They smell the blood. They're going to continue to chase.
Yep, and I like this. This is one thing, if there's anything to take away from this series, which is once you acquire the advantage, we talk about winning games. Look at how GK did it. They put immense pressure the moment you have a lead, not just in EXP, in gold, in items, and with the ability to flank. The mobility was a huge issue. You have to make aggressive plays.
You have to. But it's hard when you're getting Razor Cavalry from the back. You're coming in from all angles. ZK just like literally running down. You get 1 kill, boom, everybody has to retreat. You can't even fight into this. Plus you see the Ogren, Musan King on him. He's going to be a raid boss. He's tough to deal with as well. You have 0 answers when you're outnumbered.
Well, this is their first series against an MKL team. And this definitely was a huge lesson, right? There's a lot of things they can take a look at. Look at the review, look at the replay. Where did we start losing from, right? Was it because of our position?
I mean,
was it
yeah,
because
अरे ये देखो सामने एंजेला की मेरी फेवरेट वाली स्किन वो देखो उसकी स्टैचू पड़ी वो एक्शन फिगर देखो पिक्सेल दिख रहे तुमको
I started losing when I met you. No, I'm just kidding.
That is a fact.
No, but I do think that this is still, there's a lot of like lessons that they could have learned, right? And I think that DCG can keep their heads up. They actually fought a good fight, at least in game 1. Game 2 was like, okay, the wheels had kind of fallen off. We have definitely been shaken up a bit, but I do think that this is still something they can come back from.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, Isaac, I want your opinion as well.
Well, my opinion is not valid at all because the players are the ones that need to tell us exactly what is going on, what's going through their minds.
But Angela ki
and Mara are waiting on stage for the cameras to go on to them. So what about if Mara, you take it from here?
Here we are with Green Yu from GK Esports. Congratulations with that very well 2-0. Now, we saw in game number 1, there was a little bit of a back and forth, and there were times when it seemed like your team was about to lose control, but you won that one. But we saw game 2. First 4 minutes, it was evident you guys had the tempo. 9 minutes, 9K gold lead. What happened backstage? Because game 1 was a lot different from your very dominant game 2.
I think first game we just long time didn't have tournament, so we have some nervous. In the game 2, we show our normal tempo. This is normal.
How long did you not have a tournament for?
Maybe 3 months.
Oh, 3 months is a pretty long time. But when you came in here today, you look really confident. How confident are you with Group D? Because every...
But वो लोग तो गए, चलो हम भी अभी जाएंगे. क्या बोलते हो? अभी चलते हैं, 5 भी बज गए हैं, मोमो भी खाने हैं, वाव फिर बाद में डिनर का भी टाइम हो जाता है. काल के लिए मैं सोचा था क्या तो जाता हूँ. कोल्ड कॉफी, पानी पूरी, मोमो. हाँ जी, जाओ जाओ, मैं अभी जा रही. ठीक है जी, चलो हम भी अभी स्ट्रीम भी बंद कर, बहुत हो गया. एंड या थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग हियर फॉर वापस पर एक दूसरे. आजकल मैं सोच रहा हूँ माइनक्राफ्ट भी करूंगा, स्कारफॉल भी. स्कारफ ज्यादा मेरा. लेट्स सी, अगर माइनक्राफ्ट में सब हाँ बोला तो माइनक्राफ्ट स्कारफॉल कर, स्कारफॉल. बट मेन थिंग मेन, अभी चलते हैं. चलिए, बाय बाय, हैव अ नाइस मोमो ट्रिप. मैं भी मस्त मोमो ट्रिप करके आता हूँ. आई ट्रिप ऑन मोमोज. तब तक के लिए सी यू सून, जल्द, है ना. आते हैं. बेशरम इंसान, पानी पूरी बोलना जरूरी था. ज्यादा लेट नाइट स्ट्रीम मत करो, मेरे को देखने नहीं मिलेगा. हाँ, मैं जल्दी आके स्ट्रीम, टाइम नहीं लगाऊंगा. खाऊंगा, खा के आके ही स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर दो. बाल सेट हो रहा. चलो, बाय बाय.